Just like that. It's it's always something. God is good, and that's what we do. Woo, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. God is good. God is good, man. I just we here another day, and we just talking about life. We just talking about life. It's really, 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 really a blessing. Awesome. That's what it is. Awesome. Yeah. So, what's up, my people? My people. My people. Tap in. Tap in. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want to thank you, man. I just went to a family reunion, and it was good. You know, it was really, 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 really good. I encourage people, man. It's a beautiful thing. I think the more we live, the farther we get away from traditions like that. And yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Y'all know how we do it. Anybody that want to join me live, man, let's make it a conversation. Let's make it a conversation. Let's make it a conversation because it's better when it's a conversation, right? Yeah. Now, speaking of my family reunion, I got to talk about some things. I kind of probably not really, but should I say kind of sort of I'm thinking I don't see, in the hood it's kind of sometimes hard to realize when you really get hit with hard times because let's face it, we've been kind of looking at hard times and dealing with real life for a long time. That's just how we do it. That's just what we do. Yes, yes, man. And so yeah, so this family reunion was great, but I will admit I seen inflation firsthand. I mean, I saw inflation like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I probably haven't, I know people going through it and I know we all kind of suffering at the pocket, but I saw it in a different type of way. And man, it was like, whoa. It was almost like when Donald Trump used the Tic Tacs, for example, and said, this was the old Tic Tacs, and then he held up the new pack of Tic Tacs, and it was really little, really small. It's like three times smaller, and it's like that's inflation, man. At this family reunion, first of all, I do thank God for it. Now I'm not, and it's not about the food, it's not about anything, but I was like, man, the tray, the food, the dinner, woo, it was almost microscopic. I I I had a little kid. I was like behind about three or four kids. I'm talking about kids, like under 5 years old. And I saw what was being put on their plate, but I said, nah, they ain't gonna do me like that. You know what I'm saying? I said it's gonna be boom, nope, same thing. One scoop of potato salad, one piece of fish, and I was like, okay, is this inflation hitting me? We know how much it costs to do a family reunion. You know how much each individual might cost. It is like, bam, my plate looked like it belonged to a, 3-year-old plate. And I really, really understood. I was like, damn, this inflation thing getting serious. Not to mention the fact that I was at a hotel. I was at a hotel. Anybody want to join me live? I'm just talking about a family reunion for a little minute because I thank God for some of the family members I met. And somebody said something important, so I want to repeat it. They spoke about the family reunion in 2022. I wasn't there, but the brother said it's some people that was here in the family reunion in 2022 that are not here today in 2024, and it wrong. It really was effective. It really was effective. And he didn't mean just because they didn't want to be there. He meant because they had passed on. They were no longer with us. And man, it's a beautiful thing to be able to trace not trace our genes, but be in touch with our culture, be in touch with our people, our family, your heritage, man. Because as you know, if we keep it honest, they're doing a good job of watering down a lot of things. And so, man, I went to this hotel, Choice Hotel. I learned the lesson. I'm sorry. I know a lot of y'all probably saying, Well, Choice Hotel ain't that good, great anyway. Quality Inn or lack of quality. Quality Inn has no quality whatsoever. But being that I don't go to hotels a lot, because I don't have to, I guess, I didn't realize how bad it was. Man, so we literally had to go to had to go to the manager's office. When we first got there, you want to shower because you're on the road. Let me see who this is. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, when we first got there, you want to shower because you're on the road. What's up, Goyo? Got? Oh boy. Yeah, you want to take a shower because you're on the road and everything. And I get there, boom. How you doing, my brother, my friend? I'm doing good, man. Just talking about some things, man. I'm about to just. It's I'm noticing how Donald Trump keeps winning, 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 and so I am going to talk about that. But leading into that, I'm just talking about the inflation that I kind of ran into on my recent family reunion and trip. And so speaking of that, in the hotel room that I was in, you literally had to go downstairs and ask for them to turn on a button, or I don't know what they did, but for them to give you hot water in your room. And I thought it was a joke. I thought something had. I really, really thought. Say again. Hey, listen, man. I thought it was a joke. We really thought like something had possibly went wrong. We thought, I mean, whatever. We went down there. Hey, we were in 214, 216, and 218, and we like to take showers and the water's cold. And we turned. It turns out the next morning we had to do the same process. So this was an actual uh thing that they did, and it was crazy. It was crazy. We couldn't believe it. We could ask for hot water every day. We had to ask for hot water every day, or every time we even wanted to shower, and it was ridiculous. The hotel, what motel was that? A cheap hotel or what? It was well. I learned that it was cheap, but like I said, I don't go to hotels a lot, so it was a choice hotel, Quality Inn with no quality. So we'll call it no quality inn. But I guess maybe 10 years ago when I probably visited hotels more, Quality Inn wasn't Quality Inn actually had a little quality, and so we didn't see Quality Inn. We didn't know it was going to be so bad, and then you also know how they can do on these websites with hotels.com or whatever the other one is. They make them look great, and so I've seen the Chase. I mean, I've seen the Choice hotels like advertisements. Right. And there's a lot of hotels, right? There are a lot of hotels. Yeah, I really couldn't believe it, my friend. Not only that, the continental breakfast. Oh man, it was embarrassing. I mean, you literally rather go ahead, not that I go looking for a continental breakfast, but there's nothing wrong with going downstairs and kind of looking to see what's popping down there. And so I've learned that it was nothing popping at all. They had real boxes of cereal where you had to pour your own cereal. They, you had to microwave your hot water if you wanted coffee. Yeah, I seen, and like I said, I really really saw inflation at firsthand in different types of way away from my home, being in another state, and I thought it was kind of ridiculous. And having said all that, man, how you pronounce that? Is that Goyo Gots? Yeah, Goyo Gots. What's up, man? What's Goyo Gots about? Dan, the right water guy. That's some crazy stuff, man. Like with the hotels, That yeah. Continental breakfast, man. They use that in every hotel and motel. Yeah. I don't know what the term continental breakfast is, but I don't either. I don't either. I just know that it used to mean something, and I mean, like I said, back in the days, Quality Inn had a little quality. I've learned that a lot of things have changed, and when you look around and you look at how many chains are shutting down, when you look at what's happened to Hooters, I mean, how many men, uh, not just men, but I never really understood why people would take their family, so I probably better stick to the guys. But how many guys were upset about this happening? Chains all over America are shutting down. I hear Loud Pack. Loud Pack says, "Give Kennedy a chance." Loud Pack, guess what? You are not alone. You are not alone. We are. It's a lot of people agree with that. What you feel about that, Goyo?
for anymore. I've done that fact check thing on the debate, and both of them lied about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to get across is like when you fact check these what's it called, these debates, when you fact check them, they're both a bunch of liars.
Okay.
And the stuff they said is not even true. So who do you vote for? I don't understand. Can you explain to me?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna just say you got a point. I can't argue with any of what you just said. The thing that I will ask you is, see, this is what I've learned. Blaze your mama, thank you for joining. Wow, that's crazy, especially to have to go down there for a oh yeah, it was ridiculous. And I learned that we were not alone. Um, and so the thing that I learned to first start researching, Goyo, is where is the fact check coming from? And then when and when you think about a lot of the fact checks that we've had over the last few years, let's think about that. So Facebook did a lot of fact checking, as a matter of fact, not just fact checking, but blocking and stopping information, what they call misinformation or disinformation. Not only was Facebook institutional in it, but so was Instagram, and they're on documents saying that Mark Zuckerberg was on Dana White, not Dana White. I said Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan Experience, and he actually acknowledged. Anybody could look that up if they wanted to, but he actually admitted and said how the FBI came to him personally, knocked at his door, and basically put down on him so he would be part of the disinformation on Facebook and Instagram, since he runs both. And so when you start thinking about some of those things, because you are right, fact checking is important. But you know what's even more important, Goyo? Who's in control of the fact checking, or the facts that you're checking, or the people who are fact checking for you or me. And so I learned that a lot of the fact checking is coming from the same people that was giving in disinformation for about the last 7 years against Trump. So, and it kind of brings me let me see, what's this young lady name? I don't know if you're familiar with Diamond and Silk. I want to play a clip of something that.
Well, I mean, but the thing is,
Mhm.
I mean, this is what I'm trying to understand here.
Okay.
I'm 59 years old, so I'm kind of an older guy.
Yes, sir. Me too.
But I'm gonna say something like, okay, so when you fact check stuff, I understand what you're saying. You probably have to use more than one. What's it called? More than one
algorithm or website, source. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, which website is lying, or which website is Republican, or which website is Democrat when you're fact checking? It doesn't show that. So if you're fact checking a Democrat website, of course they're going to be pro-Democrat, and if you're fact checking a Republican website, of course they're going to be pro whatever. So who do you go with? I mean, I don't understand. It's like, I'm so confused.
I definitely get that. I'm with you on that as well. I've learned that it's probably the best information. And a lot of people won't. Actually, a lot of people will agree with that. But if you can find some liberal people, if you can find some liberal or possibly BBC, they won't report some things as much. But when you find the liberals, sometimes you can even find this guy, what is his name, Bill Maher. You can find, I mean, this guy's brutally honest sometimes. And so it's people like that that won't speak for the Democrats, and they definitely won't speak for Trump. But they'll be a little bit more honest about some things that are going on. So I find that sometimes liberal networks, and they're hard to find as well. Um, um, if that, I mean, to be honest, you definitely have a serious and a full argument. It's really no way to really, I think, really get a clear, concise source. But if you really vet a few of them at one time, if you really actually hit more than one, and the one that you look at first is probably not the best one to have. Um, all the time because they might have the most.
Factcheck.org. I think it was factcheck.org.
Yeah, and sometimes when we look at facts, I mean, just the fact, I don't even, I mean, factcheck.org, they're pretty good, but I see most of the time they seem to lean a lot left. When I first heard some of the things after the debate the other night, some of the first things you hear, thank you, what's up, Lula Bell Davis? Some of the first things we heard right after the debate was Trump lied about everything. Trump told the truth about nothing. And Biden was honest about everything. Now, that just depends on what station you watched. It really just depended on what station you watched and how much you understood at the time. If you've already been paying attention to some things, then you knew Biden was lying yourself at home because you knew, and we all know that we lost people doing this debacle called the withdrawal from Afghanistan. So it was 13 people lost. Joe Biden boldly said nobody was lost under his watch. Joe Biden boldly said uh, the the border border patrol supported him. Within 5 minutes, border patrol was on Twitter saying, "Let's make this clear: we've never and we will never endorse this guy." So you have people who believe.
Yeah, I heard him say that. I heard him say
Right,
that.
and that's right, and that's what I'm saying. And so this is what's going on, in my opinion. You have this guy that
It's so confusing.
it is.
It is so confusing because you don't know who the heck to. I mean, I use fact checks because I'm not on the news 24 hours a day.
Right, you can't be. Nobody has time to.
So I use fact check, just to get information, and it just. When they fact check these guys, these are high official people, presidents and running presidents.
Right.
And, it just I don't know if they're intentionally not knowing what they're talking about.
Well, yeah, they know.
Intentional. I don't know. I'm so confused.
Yeah, I Lula Bell Davis. Are you with us?
I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay.
I'll let Lulu Davis get on.
All right. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
All right.
I find interesting is that people are just really tearing each other apart over these two dudes. It's really something.
Oh, over what?
People are tearing each other apart over these two dudes.
Well,
for me, as a black person, the issues that impact us most closely can never be solved by electoral politics. Never.
I agree with that. But does that mean we don't vote? Does that mean we don't pay attention to it? Because that's the difference. First of all, I want to let you know 100%. I agree with everything you just said. But what does that mean?
What it means is the energy that we're putting into this, and we put an awful lot of energy into this.
Who is we?
And even money. Black people.
Okay.
The energy and the resources that we are putting into this while our children are being destroyed, I find disgusting.
Well, see, but that's now, I want you to know, I agree. But I also want you to know you made two statements that actually are controversial to one another. You are right. I agree with you 100%. We are using a lot of energy, but to turn around and say we can't spend that energy on something where you say our kids are being destroyed, our kids are not being raised as we used to be raised, our kids are losing, our kids are being less educated. I just want to inform you I'm something that I know you already know, and I know you're going to say, and I know a lot of people already know that a lot of that starts in the home, but we cannot count out politics because where the politics are controlling a lot of the reasons behind the things we're complaining about. And so we have to be concerned with our local our local elections, as well as the person at the top who has the power to say, you know what, I'm going to make an executive order to make sure Lulabelle Davis's kids or grandkids for a certain amount of time in history is going to be educated this way because we're in control of the school board of education. So there, I agree with you, but we have to, I actually think we have to get more energy the same way we put so much energy into Sunday morning church. Not God. I'm talking about the show that we give to a church every Sunday because we're looking for the church to form our communities and to make things better for us. But the more churches we get in the community, guess what? The worse it gets. So, but the people who are controlling all of those things around us, no economic development, uh, lack of community programs, lack of so many different programs that we don't have in communities. All that is ran by politics, and the fact that our people feel like we should be less involved, that's a problem. Although I do understand everything you're saying, we are giving too much energy and hope to an election process. We're giving too much energy and hope to man, and that is taken away from a better process than I knew coming up as a man over 50. Some of the things that people who went to church and looked at me as a little kid and said, "Boy, you better not do that." Some of those things that I learned as a lesson as a youth in the youth, those valuable things are not out here yet. I mean, anymore. It is sad and it is unfortunate. Community relations are being broken down for a reason, but we cannot separate. We cannot say politics don't play a huge part, as Joe Biden has been telling everybody. When your child is in our school, he or she belongs to us. What you say about that?
Well, I totally disagree with that, but let me say
Okay.
this, that electoral politics serves to protect what you have economically. If you have no economic base, electoral politics, not only can it not serve you, it will not serve you. And we have no economic base. And until such time as we establish one, electoral politics will not serve us. And it hasn't served us. What we get from electoral politics, we could stay at home and get.
How can I join? Oh, sorry about that. I just saw that. I actually don't know. You can join if you can get on TikTok, or you can join. Let me see how you can join on here. Let me try to find out. Or you can join us on TikTok, Blazer Mama. I appreciate that. My brother, my friend. I kind of disagree, and I appreciate your disagreement. What you Goyo? You still with us?
Yeah, I'm
Well,
listening.
so
Well,
do
I like to intervene. I like to intervene on that.
okay. That's what I was gonna ask you.
Um, I'm Latino myself,
Okay.
and I don't understand a lot of the, a lot of things about the black problems. Why they can't, be ahead? Because even me as a minority, I've been able to do pretty well. I've gone to college, I got my degree. It wasn't easy. It took me a long time because I'm kind of slow.
Okay.
But I got it. I finally got it done.
This is interesting.
I make good money. I'm making. I've done 20 years in the military also.
Okay.
I guess the point I'm trying to get across here is I hear a lot of black people, a lot of black streamers seem like they can't get ahead, and I'm trying to figure out why they can't get ahead, because I was able to pretty well get free education all the way up to my bachelor's.
All right. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you one.
Okay. Of course, to the military, I got the free education. I don't understand how, I saw a lot of students while I was going to college, all different nationalities, all different races. They were all doing the same thing. They were trying to get their degrees also. And it was, all the way up to an associate's, it's free. Even up to a bachelor's could be free, but associates for sure is 100% free. A bachelor's, it's it's you might not pay. I didn't pay because of my military background paid for everything. So I don't understand. I guess the point I'm trying to get across is why is it so difficult for Black people to get to where to where other races are?
All right. That's a great question. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 59.
59. All right. So that's a good year. And so, did you migrate here? Parents born? Like, what was your situation? If I mean, I think that has a lot to do with it. Pretty blazing. Thank you for joining. I see you.
I was born here.
Okay, okay, so okay, natural. All right. So I was gonna ask that because I think automatically, if that wasn't the case, if you can, you kind of see what's going on. I think the same situation, which has not always been that way. So I just didn't know how what was your process. Um, I can only speak for I can't speak for everybody because everybody has different experiences. I can speak for myself though. And so I think some of the experiences, we have a totally different relationship. I should first say you were born here and you would be what they call, you hear the term um, America or the United States is a nation of immigrants. You hear that term. A lot of people understand that term. A lot of people love that term and they accept that term. I will tell you, as a person in a revolutionary organization, as a person that has always fought for the progression of Black people, we do not share that term. Black people did not come here as immigrants. Most Black people come here as captives. And so, being that we come as captives, our relationship to the United States is totally different from yours. That's not making an excuse for everybody. I mean, that's not making a blanket type of excuse. I'm just saying that as a fact. These facts are important. Once you, there are immigration laws for a reason. Immigration laws for a reason. That means they welcome immigrants. That means they welcome these people. Captives were done different. And so a relationship that was always uh, a relationship as captee to captive, the person who captures, you know, that relationship started a long time ago. And I'm not, we're not challenging where it started. We're just challenging the part that America plays in it and the part that they played in it. And so once that relationship was started, set, became a sequel, not the end at I say a sequel because we dress it up as if some president ended slavery, but they only ended it to make what they call Jim Crow laws. And so that relationship existed. Once you start getting into what we call equal rights and civil rights, you have a relationship from America to Black people, the people that were captives, not the immigrants they were welcoming, the people that were came here as captive, the people who, when they were freed, I mean, the people who died for even trying to learn how to read. You didn't die learning how to read. Your relationship, and I don't mean you personally, but your relationship as an immigrant is totally different than our relationship. Somebody who was looked at as a damn stock. And so I think that relationship existed for a long time. The enmity between Blacks and America was there as a stigma. Um, Once the police, I don't know if you know this, but police wasn't formed because they were bright guys and they were lovely, noble men. They were formed because they needed to catch slaves and they needed to be able to still treat Black people and hold Black people under certain, they called them slave catchers. So slave catchers turned into police. 75% of the FBI, of the Klansmen, were given these titles called, political figures. So it doesn't change. As you know, you can actually look this up. There's a senator called named Robert Byrd. If you look at Robert Byrd, look him up, Senator Robert Byrd, Byrd, you understand that this guy is a former Klansman. Why am I bringing up Robert Byrd? Because this is a man who was a Klansman, became a United States senator, and served longer than any senator. I think, and you guess who's after him in service in the Senate? I want to say I'm not 100% sure, but I want to go out on a limb and say Joe Biden would have been next. Joe Biden has made it clear. Kamala Harris made it clear to the world that Joe Biden voted with Robert Byrd 95% of the time. So you have the standing president right now who voted with a Klansman back then. And that's important because, like I said, Klansmen, once it became clear to them that we have to take off the robes, we have to kill people in a different way, we have to stop the black man and black woman in a different way. We can no longer hang them. We're going to make it legal, we're going to legalize it, and we're going to have to start doing things civilly. So we're going to take off the white sheets. We're going to get these positions that still give us dominance over the black man. It also gives us dominance over a lot of other poor people as well. But in this regard, they were able to do laws against black people, Jim Crow laws. They were able to make certain things concrete to make it harder for us to get along. Offer us programs that say you're getting too far in life. If you notice, you say the black man. I mean, I understand you're only going by what you know in a historical figure. I mean, in a historical context. There's something called Black Wall Street. Look at what happened in Black Wall Street. White people who were already there, already established, when black people started, taking advantage of their freedom and building. Black people had all of the skills that you are referring to. They built in Oklahoma what was called Black Wall Street. None of the white people, all of these white people had to sit down and look at the beauty, had to look at the mansions, had to look at all of the businesses, all of the homes, all of the economic development. Everything in Oklahoma was black owned, ran by a black community. Guess what they did at the behest and at the backing of the government? I learned, I learned, you don't even hear a lot about it, but it's so crazy that you can actually look up how the the National Guard had to come and protect in cages, protected the rest of the blacks that actually was alive, but they had to put them in cages. But the people that killed all of the blacks in Oklahoma City were running around free. They took their businesses that right now today they making money on the land that owned to black people today right now. All kind of federal things built on lands that belong to black people. White families were able to take over the businesses because they burnt all of the documents and things like that. So when you say that, you know it's kind of hard, or you don't understand it, it's because it's a lot of history behind it, and that history is hard to find when it was being destroyed by people who, like I said, simply took off white sheets and got demanding positions. I actually think about what I said. Really, really let that sink in. The sitting president, they will say this about Donald Trump. That's the funny thing about it. They will tell you how racist he is, how this, how that, how this, how that, but they can't give you any receipts on anything on paper where this guy has supported in any fashion some type of racist movement, some type of racist organization, some type of this and that. But on the other hand, with Joe Biden, we do. We have it concrete proof. And not only do we have it concrete proof, Joe Biden is not the only one that said Robert Byrd was his mentor. Hillary Clinton. So we have the Democrats who had this guy as a mentor. Like I said, look it up. These things should help you understand certain things. Because I just spoke in reference to back in the days how it was. If you're talking about Klansmen taking off sheets and becoming politicians and senators, well, that would shape a lot of the things that would take place over the next few decades. And then when you look at the fact that we know for a fact there was a serving senator who was a Klansman, and he served in the Senate for over 60 years, and his protege has also been in political life for over 60 years, and he is now the president. Well, that gives you about 100 years worth of dominance that started with what we know to be a Klansman. And so I think that's scary. I think that's telling. And I think the fact that it's also the Democratic Party that has this black eye is really scary for a black community. And one more thing, if you're still listening on that note, um, also current day, current day. When you think about, uh,
I'm listening. I'm
okay,
listening to everything you're saying.
all right, yeah. So current day, when you just consider some of those things, like I said, Hillary Clinton. Look at the time, look at the power she has had over the years. Her husband was a president. They made a crime bill together. Actually, they didn't make it, but they explained it to the public why black people were still considered animals. Now, why did I say still? Back in the day, Joe Biden. Make sure you kind of look these things up. Anybody, anytime when you may look it back up on YouTube. So back in the day, when Joe Biden was on in that groove of having, yeah, thank you. Somebody just showed their good true colors. I don't mind. Um, so back in the day when Joe Biden was on the floor, he felt so comfortable and so strong with this position. And I'm gonna tell you one other thing, my friend. Goyo, some of the best ways you're gonna get the information is finding the older information. You can't really find everything is going to be tailored for you now. It's going to be tailored to the agenda. So if you're trying to find some of the things that you're looking for, it probably will be harder to find because of algorithms. But a lot of the things that happen, a lot of the things I'm talking about are things that are so heavily documented, it's easier to find. And when you look at it, you just understand to yourself, you know, cheetahs don't take off their spots. Lions can't change their stripes. You can change, but when so many things are pointing in one direction, it's probably some bad things happening or good things happening in that direction. Just depending on which way you're talking about. And so, Blasian, pretty Blasian, I want to appreciate you. You've been on for a minute and you've been silent, but I had to kind of speak on some of those things because the brother had a great question. But I want to finish on that point. When you look up, when you just look up the fact that a senator who had the power, her husband was the president, they explained why black people or black men and boys, they didn't say black women, black men and boys were still super predators. That is the equivalent to animals. Um, that's equivalent to animals in regard. And so, um, okay, and so hold on 1 second. That's equivalent to animals. 1 second, pretty blazing. And so I had to say that because we remember Joe Biden said he didn't want his kids going to school in a racial jungle. In other words, he was against blacks and whites going to the same school. Uh, can I pull up the crime bill? Joseph Harris. I can. Can you? You can pull it up and talk about it if you like. I thought it was a disgusting bill. And that's what I was also going to allude to that bill. I appreciate that. Joseph Harris for bringing up a good thing. And so that's kind of what I was kind of speaking to. You had these things happening way back then. People who were able to take off seats and become senators, politicians, people who made laws, bent laws the way they wanted to, and structured things not far from slavery and not far from actual slave catchers. Like I said, you were either captive or you were in the nation. You were welcomed as a nation of immigrants. Black people were here as captives. Captives.
Right. Okay,
and so
it makes sense. It makes sense.
Right.
You just said.
And remember my friend. Let me see. Joseph brought up the crime bill. Joseph Harris brought up the crime bill. So you have all of these things, and then you lead to even modern times where the crime bill was rough, and it was built around the language of the black man and boy who was entertaining this drug deal life, and it wasn't just about entertaining it. So imagine this guy's on the Senate floor. They were so comfortable calling us the N-word that he's on the Senate floor. You could see him on the Congress floors of Congress, using the N-word over 11 times on video, almost anywhere. That's how bold he was. That is how cocky he was about calling us the N-word, and he didn't care in front of all of his constituents and colleagues.
humans, Goyo guts.
All right. And so
Fruit is the only food for humans, Lola Bell, David.
I don't know. All right, and so yeah, we had to get rid of that guy really quick. Yeah, and so I just wanted to point to a lot of different things that adds up, and it's hard to turn away from it. I think the crime bill was disgusting, but it was directly directed at us, and so it was directly. Oh, where's the video? All you have to do is JJ. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I understand probably more than ever now about the past with the blacks, you know?
Yes.
And it was sad. It's a very sad situation, no doubt.
I'm not going to cut you off. I'm not going to cut you off. I want to say I'm glad you understand it better, but it's definitely not a blanket excuse, because I agree, you know, a lot of what we have to do starts in our community and in our homes. I do want to, I know Pretty Blazing had a question, and I want to get her in because I appreciate her for joining, as well as you, Goyo Guts. Please stay on, Lula Bell Davis as well. Pretty Blazing, thank you for joining. What's that question, and what do you want to add to the conversation about, you know, anything?
I was just, when the guy was just saying something about the crime bill, I just wanted to ask, like, which crime bill, you know?
Which crime bill?
So, yeah, I'm a mother, so I don't really follow up too much on.
Well, okay, that's cool. It's only really one. It's a lot of different bills that they made to so-called fight crime, and so a lot of people probably do confuse them. And sometimes there was a war on crime. There was a crime bill, and there were other aspects to the crime bill. Some guys on here asking, "Where's the video?" Uh, you can look on YouTube anywhere and see the video. And I find it that when people say questions like that and they try to act like they can't find it, you can't find it because you don't want to. That is the type of person that rather, you know, these people are so funny. They actually hate Donald Trump, and they actually build their day or their time when they're discussing the politics, actually talking about how much this man has done racist stuff, nothing they have receipts for, this and that, this and that. And then when you actually show them something, in proof. You know, they are so cowardly that they rather say, I can't find it. You know, it's disgusting. But anyway, if you want to play stupid, that's on you, my brother. But what I like to do is I like to have healthy conversations like my friend Goyo, you know, somebody who is willing to actually listen. And he's not listening because I said, listen to me because I'm right. I'm actually giving you references to go to. So that way, my friend, if you actually decide to talk to your family member or your loved ones and you want to give them real information, you can give it to them. But stop acting stupid, my brother. And if you want to act stupid, act stupid. Don't ask me to entertain it. Anyway, and so I wanted to play something. Here's another great example of what I'm talking about, my friend Goyo. There is, first of all, it's really sad when people have to announce how much they love their own life, but they know that they're speaking truth, and it gets dangerous to speak truth. Listen to this.
Some big stuff. Now listen, y'all. Listen, I don't know. The FBI, the DOJ, Garland, they may be listening to me right now, but I want y'all to know that I'm not suicidal. I love my life. I love living, okay? I'm not suicidal, all right? All right, all right? I want my people in the back. I'm saying it for my people in the back.
Yeah, JJ, yeah, sure people in the back. You need to hear it.
Coming out of Silk's mouth. They made up an office that don't exist.
Today, I signed an order appointing Jack Smith to serve as special counsel.
Jack Smith.
Charging Donald J. Trump with conspiring to defraud the United States, conspiring to disenfranchise voters, and conspiring and attempting to obstruct an official proceeding.
Can my producers please play clip 3?
Was Jack Smith nominated by President Biden or confirmed by the U.S. Senate?
No, he was not.
No, he was not.
The special counsel statute passed.
Expired.
So it expired. So what gives you the authority to appoint a special counsel? You've created an office in the U.S. government that does not exist without authorization from Congress.
You know, it's things like that my friend Goyo. I don't know how much of that you follow, but I wanna kind of make it clear just in case because everybody's not following it. Jack Smith is the guy who's on this January 6th stuff. He's a prosecutor that's also after Trump. And now on the Congress floor, on the Senate floor, in the hearings. That's why I'm gonna be honest with you, Goyo. If you can, you don't even have to watch the news a lot. What you have to stay in tune to sometimes is when they have these hearings in Congress, when they have these hearings on the Senate floor, when they have these arguments and discussions, because these are times when they're under oath. You just heard, Mayorkas, not Mayorkas, but this guy who's over the DOJ on Congress floor talking about the position he made for Jack Smith. Well, he just had to go through some hearing to where it was illegal. That's why some of this stuff is going to be put on hold. You can't do that. They are doing anything to stop Trump. I mean, instead of just stop playing the people as stupid, instead of trusting us to make decisions, they're gonna continue to lie to us to our face.
I was making some burritos.
Oh man, I love burritos, man.
I'm listening to you.
Yes, I love burritos myself. I'm talking about the truth. I try to catch me a little truck they got where this my friends make their some of the best rice and quesadillas and beans. Oh man, ever. I try to hit that spot at least twice a week. Anyway, make them, don't burn them. Make them and don't burn them. All right. Yeah, man. Another victory for Donald Trump with the Supreme Court. Really, 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 really big decision. Do you agree with the Agenda 47 and Project 2025, Joseph Harris? Um, to be honest with you, Joseph, I don't really look a lot into it. The reason why I don't is because I hear more. You got to understand. Well, I mean, you don't have to understand, but most of the stuff I've heard from the last 7 years when it comes to Donald Trump has turned out to be propaganda, has turned out to be rumors, BS, doo-doo, however you want to say it. And so I've kind of learned to just look into it for myself. Um, and the most of the time I look into it myself, I find out it's just some more scare tactics. I find out it's more things that they're throwing at different communities, people they know depend on listening to stuff like that. And I find it just as another scare tactic. And so I haven't really, you're more than welcome to come. Well, look into it where. That's the thing. He can't defend that, Joseph. That's why, showroom shine every. Oh my goodness. I remember my friend. He from the Bird, man. Come on up, brother. Dang, see why you want it. I don't understand why people do that. I just acknowledge this one thing. Like I said, I don't look into a lot of rumors. I don't look into a lot of the drama. The fact that I don't hear Project 25 on The View a lot or on CNN a lot, anything they use to make Donald Trump look bad or anything that they know is gonna is gonna make Trump look bad, um, they're gonna play it. Anything that they know will give Trump a black eye, they're gonna show it. They're not gonna just show it once. They're gonna show it 2 times, 3 times. And it's so ironic to me that I just played something for people. I just played something from the Senate floor and the Congress floor, and you want to bring up more drama that you don't have a receipt for. But let's speak to what we just heard from the floors of Congress. I don't understand that. Sounds like you don't want to be disappointed. No, it sounds like I asked you to come up and speak about it, and you refused to do it. So I don't know what you're looking for. Showroom, what's up? Showroom shine.
What's good, man? What's good?
What's good with you, man? I want to say this. I appreciate you for coming up and not just typing about it, because I'm not acting as if I know everything. So that's why it's a conversation. So what's this about Project 25? But the problem with me hearing it from you and not getting a source, it's kind of hard for me to take it. But the floor is yours, my brother, and thank you for joining.
go to what is that called? I just was looking at it the other day, man. A friend of mine, what is the damn it, man, hold on, give me a second, it's gonna come to me because I'm in the car right now with my pops.
Okay. Tell your pops hello. What up? That's a beautiful thing. I just had a family reunion, man, and that's how I started off talking about that.
A friend of mine said, "What's good?"
Project 2025.
Yeah, he said, "What's up?" Hey, how you doing?
All right, there, sir. You valuable time with your son. That's a beautiful thing.
That's right. He can't hear you because I'm on my AirPods.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You go to the Federalist. I think it's the Federalist Society. And what's the other one? Well, I can't think of the other one. Now, mind you, some of the things for Project 2025 is already, like, I don't have all the information in front of me, but you can go to whitehouse.gov and look at the when Biden first came into office, his executive, how he shut a lot of his executive orders was shutting down a lot of things that was implemented through Project 2025. So you can get some of that off of that too.
You saying? Okay. Now go ahead.
Yeah, so I think you can go to it's the Federalist Society, and I forget what the other one is, but the Federalist Society should have Agenda 47 and Project 2025 on it, I think.
Well,
I'm not aware. I'm not.
All right.
Like I said, I'm not in front of no information right now, but I think
right.
Most definitely get 2025 from the Federalist Society. I don't know about it.
All right, now this is the problem I'm gonna tell you that I have with it right off the bat. I don't know, Pretty Blazing. You always seem to be a workhorse. Have you seen anything on Project 2025? If you have, can you look at some on it right now? This is what I'm saying, and the reason why I might have a problem with even looking into it, because like I said, from where I stand, and I'm saying this to JJ, you say simply Google it. Well, I can tell you this. I have simply Googled it. And what comes up is everything that is ran by Democrats. And that is my problem with it. I am on Google right now as we speak. And I'm going to tell you, the first thing you see about Project 25 is Project 2025 Transition Project. All right. Next thing you see about Project 2025, Democracy Docket. All right. Next thing we'll see about Project 2025 is something else from the White House, as my brother said. All right. So we're talking about something that the Democrats are mostly reporting. And the Democrats also reported Russia. And let me say it in a more roundabout way. I'm not seeing a lot on Project 2025 and AP. I'm not seeing a lot on Project 2025 on most of the things with a lot more credibility. I'm seeing it from media that is mostly have proven themselves to be controlled by the Democratic Party. And that is a fact. So I would have to look more into it to even talk about it. And even if you want to tell me about it, I can tell you my opinion on your stance. But I just like I said, I don't understand why people are still buying go to Project 2025 itself. Brother, that's the whole point. Who was behind it? You don't know. You don't know who's behind it. Just like you bought. Say again, my brother.
Heritage Foundation and the Federalist Society, bro. All you got to do is go on there. They'll tell you everything you need to know. Matter of fact, you could go to Truth Social on Trump, and he'll tell you about Agenda 47 and Project 2025.
Okay, now see,
it's easy to look up.
Wait, hold on. It's not that easy because that ain't come up. First, somebody said Google it, but I do want to say this. That was a very logical statement. What you just said, Truth Social. Now, see, if I see it on Truth Social coming from Trump, because you got to remember, just because it's on Truth Social don't mean anything. That's what, brother. If we've learned nothing, and I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna definitely look it up. But like I say, I'm looking at it as we speak. The Federalist is not something that actually speaks Federalists don't have a lot of credibility on a lot of issues as well. That's why Democrats don't tell you. I mean, that's why Republicans don't like it, and then Democrats like the media that they like, and of course, Republicans like the media they like. Both of them are here to push each other's narratives, but I think it's been proven who controls the most of the media apparatus. And yeah, I think it's proven who controls the most of the media apparatus. All right, the champ round 8. Agenda 47 is Trump, not Project 2025. 2025 is the Heritage Foundation. See, that's what I'm talking about. But you saying yes, you got to understand, showroom. What champ round 8 is saying is different than what you're saying. And so that's why I say you have to be careful how you consume the information. Agenda 40.
You must then hear what I said.
Yes.
I've already implemented those things from Project 2025. When he
what thing? Okay, but see, brother.
Hold on, just let me make a point, bro, because you're trying to throw it into something else. You're trying to say that I'm lost or something. Like
no, I didn't, brother. I didn't say you were lost. I want to say all I was gonna say is what things you're saying Trump already implemented those things. Now, that what's important about that, I'm gonna give it right back to you, showroom. But what's important about your statement is if you're saying Trump already implemented it, that means he did it while he was the president. So if you can tell us what, huh? Okay, that's my point. So that means you're able to tell each and every 500 viewers that's on here right now what things you're talking about. If he already implemented, that means it's done. So tell us what things that he implemented that you would consider part of Project 25. Because as far as immigration is concerned, nobody has a problem. As a matter of fact, they're going back to a lot of the Trump policies that he ripped up because he know he did something idiot like just to spite Trump. So I would like to know what things that he implemented while he was in the chair. All right, Joseph Harris. I see Joseph Harris. You said stacking the Supreme Court. That's a great.
Yeah, I was just not just the Supreme Court, but even the lower court. That's one of their main pillars in Project 2025 is to get all of the most federal judges in the lower court, and especially the Supreme Court. They want the super majority in both of those things so they can control.
Black Queen Sugar.
But he didn't.
Now I was just letting Black Queen Sugar. I see, letting her know I see her. I'm pulling you up next.
So that's one of them. But that's the most powerful thing right there. Now it was no executive order to undo that. Now something might come down the pipeline a little later to address this stuff that's going on in the Supreme Court.
What stuff in the Supreme Court?
And most powerful things that they did was able to get, block Obama for putting a Supreme Court justice in there to make it a little bit more, fair.
But Showroom Shine, I feel you. And you might be right, Showroom Shine. I don't really, you kind of lost me when you brought up Obama because I don't know what he has to do with it. But I'm just simply telling you, Obama was trying to do a lot of things, and you were right. I'm not disagreeing with you. Some things couldn't get done. He couldn't get the justices that he wanted on Supreme Court. I'm with you there. I acknowledge that. He couldn't get criminal reform passed for black people. He couldn't get the crime bill thrown out. I'm with you there. I acknowledge that. He also couldn't get some gay bills passed. Can you acknowledge me right on that? Right? Am I right? Okay, it was. I'm just saying there was a lot Obama could not do. Yes, there was a lot Obama could not do because of people that blocked him. And so, but all right, but the things that he wanted to get done, he got done by force, called executive order. If you look up the executive orders that Obama, the way he used his power when he needed to use it, he used it. And so that was something that he did when he wanted to, and he used the bully pulpit as he wanted to. So I just said that to say that has nothing to do with Trump coming in and being able to pick Supreme Courts, because you can't just pick a Supreme Court guy. He has to go through a vetting process, and he gets confirmed. Huh? What I'm saying, my brother, you can, but you have to be confirmed. And so these Supreme Court members, it's not just a walkthrough, brother. They have to be confirmed. My brother, what do you come on, bro?
If you own the House, if you got the majority in the House and the Senate, and everybody doing what you tell them to do, it's nothing to confirm.
Bro, see, I don't really like to have an argument. I like to have a decent conversation. Oh no, we're not arguing. But what's going on is I'm just simply somebody who's had to do this for a long time. So I've been doing my research. This is what and I ain't bragging, bro. I got fired from my radio station. So, it's not like I'm some big shot. But I'm just saying this is something that I do. And I just want to tell you, Supreme Court justices are not just handpicked by the president. They have to be confirmed. And if you know what, you can't say that they was doing everything Trump told them to do, because those people, what this guy name was, Brett Kavanaugh, got raped through hell. Sexual, all kind of sexual charges they was throwing at him, all kind of things, even Amy Coney Barrett. So it was not a cakewalk. And I say that to say you can't say they did it just because Trump wanted it. No, they fought those people. They have to follow the Constitution. Thank you, Champ Round 8. So Trump can pick them, but I'm just simply telling you, you're right. Trump can pick them, but they have to be confirmed, bro. You don't just. Okay, so.
I understand that completely, but if you could let me, because you're making a lot of points, I can't address them all, bro.
Well, I have to make them. I have to make them as you speak, but I have to make them as you speak because you're wrong on your evidence and your information. So, and I'm not saying you're wrong intentionally, but I'm just letting you know you can't say that they were doing what Trump asked them to do with his Supreme Court justices that he picked. If you're the president, brother, if you're the boss, what? That's what you said.
Sir, exactly. So I'm gonna tell you how this goes, because I know a little something too, my brother. You know what I mean? So how this goes is,
a Black Queen Sugar. Let me pause you 1 second, because I would like somebody else with some information, any type of education, or look into the system. It's not about we're not measuring our meats. We're not meat measuring here. I'm your homie, I'm your brother. I want to be your friend. I would like to be somebody who can look to you to share information with me. But if you think what we're doing is going on, you say I know a little something too, bro. It's not about that. But you clearly don't know. Bro. Hey, my sister, Black Queen Sugar. How you doing? Do you know the process of how a Supreme Court justice takes their place in the Supreme Court?
Yeah.
All right. Can you please share that with us tonight?
Were they voted on by the House and the Senate, or confirmed by the House and the Senate? But
yes, you understand that.
All right. Thank you. That was the question, brother. Don't cut her off. Hold on, brother. I'm saying the sister has waited. I brought her up. She listened to us just have incoherent conversation. And so now I really like to bring her up, and she said exactly what I just said, but I would like to let her finish, and I appreciate her for joining the conversation.
Thank you. Yes, and then the president usually picks who he wants, and then that pick is usually confirmed if their party is in charge the way it's going nowadays.
Exactly. Are you familiar with Brett Kavanaugh, who was picked by Trump, and Amy Coney Barrett, who was also picked by Trump?
Yeah, and I would say Amy Coney Barrett is one of the least qualified.
Okay. No, that right. She made that leads to nothing. That leads to. I mean, whether it's a fact or not, I can agree with that. But what I'm saying is, I asked her, did she know about it? Because I wanted to ask her about the process by which she had to go through the Senate hearings. The same with Brett Kavanaugh, because somewhere along the way, my brother, you seem to have said that Trump picks them and they walk into the Senate or they walk into the Supreme Court. And I want you to know as a person who had watched the black woman, what's the black young lady's name who Joe Biden picked? Ketanji Brown. Okay. All right. So Joe Biden picked her, did he not? Because she was what? No, bro. No, I got to drive. I want to build on what Black Queen Sugar has said, because your point has already been proven to be wrong, brother.
No, it hasn't, bro. You let me talk for 30 seconds and you've been going on for 5 minutes. That's what I'm saying. If you want to have a discussion, we can have a discussion, bro. You're making a lot of points. I didn't say all that stuff what you're saying, bro. I know the process. I know how they get elected. What I'm saying is different than yours. It is a walk-in when you have the House and the Senate. Somebody like Trump saying this is who I want in the Supreme Court. It don't matter what kind of background or what they go through to confirm.
All right. So I want to see, the more you talk, I understand what you're doing. And so what you just did is you read somebody say that. But what you would have to know, and that's how I know you're doubting my research. What you would have to know is Trump had the House and the Senate for the first 2 years. Did you not just say that? I'm agreeing with you. First 2 years, right? Now look up, when did Amy Coney Barrett and when did Justice whatever the guy name we just said, when were they selected? That's what you would have to say. Yeah, he had it the first 2 years, but you would have to answer to when they were selected. And in my recollection, it was not in his first 2 years, because if it had been in his first 2 years, it kind of common sense that they wouldn't have had the fight that they had to go through to get them through. But since they had to fight to get them through in the way that they did, and then let Trump pick judges on his way out. Yes, they did. Okay. But that's something that you can do. You're not, all I'm saying is, now with the lower courts, you were right. There is no JJ. You're definitely right about that. There is no, he can pick them on the way out for the lower court judges, and there is no selection, or there is no hearing where people can rake you through the coals. But I'm just saying, as far as the Supreme Court, brother, there is a process. I didn't like the fact that the qualifications, as my sister Queen Black Sugar said, she felt like Amy Coney Barrett was very lowly qualified, and she may have a great point there. I don't really know what her qualifications are as well either. But if you're a conservative president, your job is to pick conservative people. And from what was understood, Amy Coney Barrett was a conservative judge. And when it came to Ketanji Jackson Brown, or Ketanji Brown Jackson, her qualifications, do you remember what her qualifications was, Black Queen Sugar?
Yes.
What were they?
The reason I said that is because she never really oversaw the case.
Thank you. Okay.
What do you mean a case? What do you mean a case, man?
I think she's speaking of Amy Coney.
I'm talking about Amy.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I was going to say,
yes. But the list,
way more overqualified.
Absolutely. But the list of judges that he chose to pick from came from the Heritage Foundation.
Okay. I appreciate hearing that. I don't know a lot about the Heritage Foundation. So would you say the Heritage Foundation gave him a lot of, I mean, what would you say about the collection or selection of judges that they gave him? Would you say they were bad because of what does it mean to say, and this is a serious question. So if I'm sitting in the middle as an undecided voter and somebody say to me, these 5 choices are from the Heritage Foundation, what should I, as an undecided voter, what should I immediately think about the Heritage Foundation? Like, what should I immediately say about these 5 selections or these 5 people that I'm going to be selecting from? What scares me or puts me on notice about the Heritage Foundation? Somebody tell me that. And I'm saying it, I'm asking in honesty.
The Heritage Foundation is actually a group of like-minded evangelical Christians who believe that America should be ran as a Christian nation.
Okay.
They disagree with a lot of rulings that have happened over the years, and they never believed in the separation of church and state.
Wow. All right.
So that's how they want our country to be governed under what their Christian moral beliefs are.
Wow.
And it's a little deeper than that, but we just want to go off their beliefs. Now, the Heritage Foundation. Yeah, it's a Heritage Foundation. Is a Democrat or Republican?
That's what I really would like to know from somebody.
It's a far right organization.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Because
yeah, she said evangelicals that would make it a far right.
Yeah, some Republicans they don't even support.
Right. They're pretty evangelical. Definitely means far right. And
go ahead, bro. My bad.
no, I appreciate the articulation that Black Queen Sugar brought, and I appreciate you for bringing it up, my brother. That's why I call it a conversation. What she said, you can definitely, maybe sometimes the way we try to orate things, we might be missing some etiquette sometimes. Showroom, even me myself. So,
Foundation is against Trump, right? No.
I really don't know. I don't.
I think.
What?
Some of them run ads against. There was some ads that they came out with. I think the last cycle with Joe Biden was running against him, and Trump was beefing with somebody, and Trump was beefing. He supported. In one of their primaries, he supported a candidate against somebody in the Heritage Foundation. That happened this cycle too.
Okay, well, so that would actually mean. So what does that mean to you? I mean, I think about everything you said, and then think about the information Black Queen Sugar just shared, and then tell us what that means to you. What you just said. I mean, because it sounds like they don't like each other, or they don't actually support each other.
It was one particular person on the board who came out after Trump's case when he was found liable for SA. And he felt like that because they believe in such a high moral standard, that Trump wasn't fitting that bill.
Okay.
And maybe they should put their support behind a different Republican.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
Trump's now.
Out after that particular person because he got support.
Okay.
So and another thing too, when she spoke about the evangelical.
Speak up just a little bit, showroom.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, when she was saying about the evangelicals ideology and stuff, they are more like the people who believe in slavery and that they could be overseers over the lesser kind. They the kind that believe that what is that word what they say in the Bible when you are that master over servant and slave, they are the kind that are heavy on that. They heavy on that. You know what I mean?
What makes you say that? What makes you say that, brother?
Because of their ideology.
Hold on. See, that's what I'm saying, brother. What in their ideology, as in evangelicals, I understand. First, I want you to understand that this nation is calling itself a Christian nation, and so that means that. Hold on, I'm actually trying to follow you, and so the idea behind it being a Christian nation, which I like what Black Queen Sugar is saying, because she's saying that we probably shouldn't be shipping everything behind that one thought. And so I'm saying, if that is the route, or that is the trajectory, that is the foundation of what they're calling the country, it's probably logical that they're going to try to run it under something that someone calls the best book in the world. Whether we agree with it being the best book in the world, that's totally up to. I'm not arguing that, but I'm just saying. So we're talking about something that was servant to master, written in the Bible, and this and that. Those relationships have never left. And the fact that the Democratic Party is the party that stood behind this stigma for the whole time, I don't know, brother, all of the proof that you're saying belongs to evangelicals or the Republican Party. You know, we don't have to like the Republicans. You don't have to like Trump, but the evidence, or as we say, the proof is in the pudding about who supported what when it comes to the history to slavery, the history to Jim Crow, the history to Lyndon B. Johnson agreeing to give welfare, to break up homes, to make black people stop earning their money and take the welfare system. Everything that we have gone through over in this last century has been orchestrated, brother, at the hands of the Democrat, and it's been orchestrated well. When you talk about the hoodwink, that's a real thing. And so when we talk about the orchestrators or the what's the architects of the hoodwink, it comes from the Democratic Party, my brother. If we stop arguing that part,
It actually doesn't.
But I was gonna say, but I
all right. You was finna say, okay. Speak. Hey, my brother, let me tell you something. Hold on, Queen Black Sugar. I appreciate your comment and I'm welcoming that. But I want to let you know something, my brother. Please understand this. I start, if I'm going live for a reason to have a conversation, please don't get mad at me and say I'm talking for a long time. That's the reason why I'm going live. And believe me, if anytime you go live and I join your live, I will not try to take your conversation and run with it. I will be glad if you welcome me on, and I will wait patiently to try to feed into the conversation. But come on, man. Just be real about it. All right, Black Queen Sugar, I appreciate you for saying what you said. Let me know why you feel that way.
Okay. I would behoove all of us to take a step back.
Thank you. All right.
And realize that the issues that happen in our community. Let's just talk about our community for a second.
Let's talk about it.
We're actually there was a methodology to the madness, to where we would always never get off foot in this country, like the foot up in this country.
Right.
So it was designed that way.
User, I hear you.
But nevertheless, what I want to say about the difference of evangelical Christian nationalists, these are a specific type of people who believe that America belongs to the Christian whitey man. Mm-hmm. And they are the only ones who should ever be in a position of power in this country.
Okay.
It's not only you that they don't want to have a position of power. They don't even want their own women having positions of power.
Right.
So it's a lot deeper than that.
Right.
But what I would advise you to do is the Heritage Foundation, they have these seminars every year. You should go and look at some of their video recordings of their seminars and listen to some of the people who questioned the people who participated or the people who went.
Right.
They want to that's why you hear them call, they want to go back to 1776. If you understood in 1776 where you were, not where you were, but where our people were in 1776, they want to wipe out even the civil rights of the Constitution. They want to return it back. They think it should be left up to the person to decide what they want to have, what they want to consider as moral or upright. That's why they are trying to change the whole narrative about slavery, saying that slaves benefited from being slaves, that we ought to count that as a blessing.
That's definitely retarded. Sorry about that.
It's very deep, and you should be wise to look at it before you decide who to support, because the election is really bigger than both parties.
I don't argue that. Definitely.
It's really bigger than one issue.
Yes, I definitely agree with that, and I pulled it up as you were speaking, so I appreciate that. Goyo Gots, you saw that Biden said. Somebody talked about the fact that Biden talked about SEAL Team 6. You know, it's so funny. You know, I definitely appreciate everything Black Queen Sugar is bringing to the table. Showroom Shine, you as well. Goyo Gots, you as well. Um, yeah, because I don't find I'm almost want to ask Black Queen Sugar what does she what way or what's her political party, but sometimes that could get in the way of things. So
You could ask.
all right, so what is your political party?
I'm a Republican.
Okay. All right. I I can hear I can hear a few things. I can hear a few things when you speak, and I really appreciate it. First of all, you said something about SA. We appreciate that on the lives. We learn how they controlling our speech these days. Um, and I appreciate you.
So the Heritage Foundation, what is your opinion? Are they good or bad?
What? I'll let Black Queen Sugar answer that. I don't really know as of yet. This is my first time.
There's fundamentally two different kinds of Christians in this country.
Right.
And when people wake up and realize that, they'll be much better off.
Yeah.
There's a Christian faith that we stick to as the Bible. I'm a Christian.
Amen.
I'm a preacher's daughter. I'm a pre-K kid.
Ooh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. You're a Christian. Wait a minute. You're a preacher's daughter.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you this. Can I ask in what age range you might be? That's that
Me?
yes. Just age range. Just like, huh?
Why?
Well, okay, let me ask a different way. What age range is your father? Because I wanted to, as a preacher's daughter, talking about the times that he may have been preaching would have gave me just a little bit of insight, because my grandfather was a preacher, and I was raised in the church, so I probably was trying to. I mean, your father would have to be shocked, and as a preacher's daughter, you would have to look at things right now and say, "Whoa, this is not the church I grew up learning about. This is not okay." That's why I asked. So I probably shouldn't ask that way. But that's what I was trying to get to, because I learned. I asked Goyo.
My dad was a Pentecostal.
Okay.
My dad was a Pentecostal bishop.
Whoa.
That's where I get my foundation from.
Okay.
But I was raised to believe that we are never to be judges of each other.
Right.
But
yes.
we are to love our neighbor for our neighbor, not love our neighbor with conditions like.
Right. That's exactly.
No, that's just not the way I was raised.
Right.
So.
Right. Somebody was.
That's where my foundation of belief comes from.
Somebody was coming in. Showroom Shine. What you saying?
Hey.
Yes, sir.
What you see a lot of people that look like us support China down here, but I just don't see it. Am I looking at the wrong places?
Well,
you see this at?
Well, all you got to do is think about it like this. You might not see it, and that's for a reason. And I didn't see. That's the thing about it. First of all, I'm gonna answer your question, and so you might not see it all the time, and this is why. This is why. Now, I'm not saying somebody on this feed has said it, but somebody in the comments have said it. Out of we on to 1,000 people, so somebody. Even earlier, my friend Showroom Shine, you said some negative things about me. And then somebody else put up some monkey signs. And so if you're black, and like my sister said, she's a Republican. And so if you're black and you might think you're Republican, as we used to be some long time ago, some. And if you actually speak a little bit like I see things good over here, and I see things good over there. I see things bad over here. I see things bad over there. If you do that, then you are called monkey, you're called sellout, you're called all kinds of things. By the way, I don't see a lot of our counterparts doing that to each other. I mean, now they do because that's become the game. And so I say that to say this. Hold on, I'm getting to a question. I'm very detailed, so I'm sorry. So showroom shine, you might not see it as much because people can be canceled, people can be fired, people can be harassed, targeted, and so there is a reason why you don't see the support for the MAGA regime or Donald Trump, like you said. But I have no point at no time said anything about MAGA, which I don't have a problem with MAGA. But anytime you come out and say something about what's going on currently, somebody automatically throws you into a MAGA life. And I'm just like, hey, I started out talking about inflation, because I just went on a trip to Georgia and I ran into serious inflation. We find out Supreme Court supported Trump on another case. And before that case, it was another case.
Continental breakfast.
Yes, the continental breakfast. And so, and then we find out before that case, it was another case. And so when we look, we see Supreme Court case after case. By the way, it was 6-3. So you could talk about the 3 additions, but obviously John Roberts was involved too. And he's not a fan of Trump's. And so when we keep seeing these things happen, you have to be you have to be concerned with how you're being led by the media, how you're being led by the news, not only the media, but the fake news, and how we're being led, like my sister told me, hey, look into this. I wouldn't have knew that if y'all wouldn't have shared it with me. And so I take, huh? Yeah. Well, I like I said, I look at fact checks like I want to know where I'm fact checking from, who I'm getting the fact check from, because you can fact check something 1 minute. We gonna ask Black Queen Sugar how she does it as soon as I'm done. But you can fact check something in one side, and then like I said, you can fact check whether Joe Biden actually did that lie. That'll be a good thing to see. A fact check the fact that he said about the Border Patrol supporting him. And if you fact check it on the right thing, they might tell you he said the truth. Now, I'm not saying I fact checked it. I know the Border Patrol immediately tweeted, we've never supported this guy and we never will. They immediately tweeted that. And so he was lying on TV, but none of the news apparatus, none of the news media wanted to say he was lying, but they said Trump lied 100 times. And so it just depends on who's doing your fact check, where you're getting it from. But I definitely agree that you should do some fact checking, some cross references on things. But the agenda is the agenda. What do you say about how you do your fact checking, Black Queen Sugar?
I'd like to find out where's the best fact checking you could get on the internet.
The best fact checking to me is always going to be information that you can corroborate.
That's it.
Let's say you get information from the AP, right?
She named the source that I named earlier, AP. That's a great source.
Yeah, they always insert links, or they might say inside their articles where the source came from, and then you can even go and search that source. But you always want to corroborate the information that you receive.
How about factcheck.org? Because that's what I use.
Yeah, factcheck.org is good.
Just go to the source.
If it comes to like governing and laws, you can always go to the United States Library of Congress.
There it is right there.
Those are records that will never ever change.
And they keep more truth. And they keep more truth in those records than they are willing to tell us in the public.
Those records are so confusing. I'd say like you got to be a genius just to try to understand those things.
Yeah. But one thing she said. That's true. But one thing that is a fact, you will find so much truth in them. And the thing that we have to always remember, they don't have a conscience or a consequences to lying. So they can say a lot on the news. They can get on the news and willingly tell 100 lies. It doesn't matter. what she said, when you fact checking some of these places, especially Congress.org, and even maybe I don't know about White House right now, because I would think that if Trump is in the White House, most of the stuff that you're going to get from the White House will favor Trump. And if Biden is in the White House, most of the things you're going to get from Biden, all you have to do is check out Kareem Jean.
You could always skip the White House and actually go to the archives.
All right. And so when we just look, juicy information. Juicy information. So
same thing as like factcheck.com. Does AP have the same thing?
No, but most of their articles usually have information in it where you can go verify their stories. And I would say they give Biden as much as they do Trump.
Yeah, Champ Round 8 kind of said that a few minutes ago, the same thing, White House archives. And I appreciate that, Champ Round 8. He's been dropping a lot of fire in the feed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, man. I don't know if you were on earlier about when I played this a piece from Silk. I wanted to know if you was Black Queen Sugar, how you felt about it, talking about was it Mayorkas? Is it Mayorkas? No, it's not Mayorkas, but this guy who put the prosecutor on Trump, and turns out they made up a position that they weren't able to make up just to get this guy after Trump. And I wanted to know if you heard it. If you didn't, I want to play it for you.
Just let it sink in. When you let it sink in, it's like that. It is. Oh, I'm talking about fake stuff. Now listen, y'all.
Did you hear that? Hold on 1 second.
FBI, the DOJ, Garland, they may be listening to me right now, but I want y'all to know that I'm not suicidal. I love my life.
It's bad when you got to pronounce that before you're going to pronounce
I'm
news.
not suicidal, all right?
I mean, think of that alone. That's Silk, the two Black women called Diamond and Silk. But just think of that. This has only been since this. I mean, when do people start? Okay, I did stop it, but I just wanted to say the fact that people are now having to announce, I'm not crazy, and stuff like before they finna tell some type of news, they have to announce that they didn't kill themselves, so they're not crazy, so something happened to them, blah blah blah. I think that's sad, but anyway, here it is. Here, let her finish.
In the back, I want to make sure you're hearing the words that's coming out of Silk's mouth. They made up an office that don't exist.
Today, I signed an order appointing Jack Smith to serve as special counsel, charging Donald J. Trump with conspiring to defraud the United States, conspiring to disenfranchise voters, and conspiring and attempting to obstruct an official proceeding.
Can my producers please play clip 3?
Was Jack Smith nominated by President Biden or confirmed by the U.S. Senate? No, he was not. When was the special counsel statute passed? Expired. So it expired. So what gives you the authority to appoint a special counsel? You've created an office in the U.S. government that does not exist without authorization from Congress.
Oh. Just let it sink in. When you let it sink in, it's like it infuriates you.
It was fueled by lies.
Yeah, I think it really sucks, and it does. It is kind of nasty because these are the. Hold on now. First I want to say that was on the floors of Congress, and so and you could tell Blair was you could tell he was under some heat, didn't want to answer some things. Now that's not the end of it, but these are the things that they're talking about with victories for Trump. And all I'm saying is, when we sit back as civilians and people watching these things unfold, at some point you got to get upset, or kind of like you got to wonder why the news keeps coming to me different, why these different narrations keep going on in the news, especially news that they know blacks watch a lot, The View, these different things that we seem to love, especially CNN. You won't hear this on CNN. You have to actually go and get it. And so now that it's been reported, it's been checked into, references have been looked into, it's a real thing on the Congress floor. How do you feel about that? Or is it news at all?
average. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Because also, when Trump was president, he also appointed a special counsel.
Right.
Not only that, there was not only Jack Smith that was appointed, there was also another special counsel appointed to investigate Biden.
Okay.
Who said Biden was too senile, he couldn't charge him.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. Yeah. I just, I'm glad you just said that. He said what? Biden was too senile. You couldn't charge him, huh? Being Mr. Herb. Yeah, that's right. Now, imagine that.
And he was also a special counsel.
Right. I don't think I think you may have missed the.
So if they're considering Jack Smith to be invalid or some kind of creation out of the sky,
no, I think
Herbie also a creation out of the sky.
No, what I think one of the questions you missed was the statue, and he answered that the time was expired, and so
yeah.
Well, I mean that I'm just saying. Well, I'm.
When did it expire?
No, he didn't, and that's my point. It was expired.
No, I thought he asked him. Yeah, I thought he asked him.
He did. He asked him. No, he asked him.
Did he answer?
Yeah, he said the time was expired to have to be able to do what he was doing, and so that's why he went on to grill him and say, "So you actually still went ahead and pushed this forward, knowing that your time was expired." And so, therefore, I mean, I totally agree with you on everything. I know about the her situation, but I'm just saying, if you look in the news today, based on that conversation he had, these are some of the small victories that Trump keeps getting. So, despite how we feel about the clip we just heard, it led to another Supreme Court decision because the Supreme Court also looked at how he formed, or like you said, special counsel is not something made up, but how he went about doing it, even maybe after some type of statute of limitations was expired, because that's what they just said. That's not me making that up. And so but I love what you're saying, and I appreciate it, and my friend Showroom Shine appreciates it too. So yeah, definitely keep bringing the sauce. Dencal, could you turn your mic off just for a minute? The court he appointed. JJ, I don't understand what you're speaking on. Let me see. Okay, so we got Joseph says a Republican. Joe Mama called says something about bought and paid for. Make it plain, understand, let us understand in full what you're talking about. And if you want to come up and talk about it, do so. Dencal, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. Can you hear me okay? I'm echoing?
No, you're not right now.
Oh, okay, great. I just wanted to comment on kind of the way you're setting up your argument that Trump is getting these wins, so the people need to be conscious when the wins he's getting.
Oh boy,
is from a literal far right Supreme Court.
Bro, please, bro. Dencal, please, hold on. It's a conversation. Please don't get in and build your point on something I said, and you're pushing your point. I didn't say. What I said is he's getting wins. All right, and so some of the wins that he's getting, when you look at it, that means the United States is actually showing you how we were being misled consciously. That's all I'm saying, bro. I'm not saying the wins are deserved. I'm not speaking for the win one way or the other. Please understand that. I'm not saying the Supreme Court made the right decision by overturning it. Understand, I haven't said it once. Have I said anything like that, Black Queen Sugar? All right. I haven't said that. We're just speaking on different forms of media, different ways we research things, how we are being misled, how are we being led to hate on Trump or hate Biden? What sources are telling us that Trump did this or said that, and what sources are telling us that Biden did this or said that. Where are we going to fact check from? These are conversations that we are having in a good way. Goyo got some one person. This is what I learned in life, bro. And this is what I stand by. I perform on stage a lot. And I like to say, it doesn't take me to have 200 people at a show for me. If I can touch one person, if I can give one person a change of a view or how they do that, or how they're doing things, if I can help them and they could come to me and say, you know what, man, I appreciate everything you said on stage, man, and it helped me. I'm doing things different because of this and that. Something you said changed my life. Bro, I love it. I'll take it. And so it's never to argue, but you have to take the facts with the facts. And I welcome what you want to say. If you just want to get in and say, I want to say this, but if you get in and say, based on what you're saying, I want to build on. No, don't put words in my mouth. Make the conversation wherever you want to make it from. And I'm here. I've learned something from Showroom Shine. I've learned something from listening to Black Queen Sugar. I've learned something from just reading some things that other people continue to put in. I'm looking for, but he's been putting in a lot of different information. I love it. I'm pulling up things as we speak with 3 computers sitting here. So I'm open, my brother. And if anybody has talked to me in a decent way and has brought eloquent conversation with some bread to it, I'm listening, brother, with ears wide open and my mouth wide shut. Just don't say I said this and build your conversation on something that I didn't say.
I literally talked for like 12 seconds, and you went on a tirade about what I'm putting in your mouth. You didn't even hear.
Well, I heard the beginning.
You immediately took what I said. I said because I said that I'm getting from your conversation is that I'm telling you what somebody from the outside looking in, listening to you, and then you put up, you say you want to get all of these, you want to understand, you want to get all of these messages to be able to fact check things, and then you put up a poster about diamond and silk. Like you got to understand, your audience also. When you say
what brother, get to your point. Wrap it up, bro. Wrap it up, please. Get to your point. Because obviously you don't understand. I played Diamond and Silk for a reason. And see, you let me know that you have a problem right then and there. That is the problem. Some people don't know how to get out their feelings. I do. Now, you just told on yourself. Listen, bro, I don't even care how you feel. No, listen, my brother. Now, hold on, sister, because he exposed himself. You had a problem with me playing Diamond and Silk because you understand that they are Trump supporters. But I played Diamond and Silk to push the point of what we were saying. All of the no, brother. The stuff I played Diamond and Silk because that is where I found the post and the information about what I was saying, and that would speak to everything that the post is about. You didn't know anything about that case. You didn't know anything about that stuff being overturned. You didn't know anything about Tony, whatever this guy is over the Department of Justice, making up this so-called position, as Black Queen Sugar said, is not a made-up position, but it was done without the statute of limitations. You didn't know anything about that hearing a few days ago. You didn't see that guy squirming on his seat. So all I'm saying is sometimes it is information like that that kind of helps us make up our minds. So I played it because that was part of something I wanted to play when I went live. If you got a problem with that, bro, I don't know what to say to you. And I got another clip that I'm going to play soon.
What was the substance of what you got?
Well, the substance of what I got out of that is the fact that a Black woman or somebody having to announce the fact that Cardi B actually did the same thing, my brother. I don't know if you know that, but Cardi B did the same thing one time when she spoke against Joe Biden. And see, that's the point you don't want to face. You don't want to admit it. One time when Cardi B got on her live, she said, y'all don't think I'm crazy, and da-da-da-da-da, and she went to spin facts about how she felt for her life for coming out speaking against how she wished she would have never spoke for Joe Biden. Now, I'm not saying nothing against Joe. I'm just saying, I said, bro, I thought that was telling, and I thought it was different, and I could use it if I want to. And if you're trying to build your own weigh on what I'm saying. And all I'm saying is I thought it was good for what I was saying, my brother. If I see somebody have to announce, and when people have to start announcing that I am not crazy, I want to say something, but I am not suicidal. If something that happens to me, understand that it is because I'm saying this. When people are all over the internet having to announce that, and then they so happen to start saying stuff that is against the Democratic Party, brother, you can't call it a coincidence. And then you get mad at people like myself for saying, damn, this is different. People should not have to do this. People was not doing this. What?
Nobody is upset with you.
All right, say what you got. All right, so go with you. So brother, just join the feed and kind of say what you feel like saying, and what you may be disappointed with. Obviously, you don't like what I'm saying, but build it. Don't say that I'm saying something that I didn't say, and I wasn't speaking for any party. I am speaking for by which we get our information. How what forms of media may be behind different forms of sources of information that we're getting. And when we do our research, bro, we learn a lot of things that if we really want to, if we're really open to learning, we are seeing a lot of things that we did not know.
Are you running a live where you need to be? It's not Discord. It's not opposition. You just want somebody to agree with you. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, because Showroom Shine don't agree with me at all, and he's still on the feed. He criticizing me, but he's still on here. Black Queen Sugar has not agreed. She has just not fought. But Black Queen Sugar came in and actually told me where she disagreed. But she didn't come on putting words in my mouth. She told me where she disagreed with the words that I said. And you know what? I didn't argue with her. I actually listened to everything she said.
I don't know where he gained that information from because he hasn't been siding on any. Actually, he hasn't even sided in a party. Really.
Thank you.
If you really listen to him.
I disagree with. What information are you saying I disagree with?
Well, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't that you disagreed. What you did. Wait, hold on, brother. You just asked me a question. Let me answer. We know as grown people, bro. Hold on. Oh, you saying Goyo? Well, I mean, Goyo said the same thing I told you, and Goyo said what he just said was very accurate.
What is he saying that I disagree with you on?
No.
You said that if you just said that the host was only there for only if you agreed with him.
Right.
I asked him a question. I didn't disagree with him. I just asked him a question.
Well, I just want to make it what Goyo said, and he's been listening, and Goyo pretty much just told the truth. He didn't speak up for me. He told the truth. And he said as a person, Goyo was one of the first people on the feed, and he heard the same thing I heard. And I'm speaking it. And all I'm saying is Goyo just said, I've been open to listening to everybody. I have not taken a side. And it was kind of clear when you came on in attack mode as if I was taking sides.
As a mediator, why don't you guys just try to get to the point of what you're trying to get across?
Well, that's what I would like.
Just start from scratch.
Let's start from scratch. Den Cal, how you doing? Chad Alvarez, I appreciate your comment. Thank you for joining the live, man. Hey, remember from Chad Alvarez, if you don't vote for Biden, you ain't black. That's right. That's what he said. His words, not mine, not Chad's either. So Den Cal, we may have got off. You may have felt that I was saying something you didn't like. I feel like I wasn't. I don't know what it was I said that you didn't like, but the floor is open. If it's a direction of the Republican Party that you don't like, or sources of information that you may feel are better, that supports, that helps you come to good. Brother, I'm just.
I responded to what you were saying.
Brother, you trying to have an argument. I'm simply telling you the floor is yours if you have anything that you want to talk about. But what we're talking about is sources of information that may be beneficial to people who are making conscious decisions, people who may want to vote, undecided voters, people who may be confused. As my brother Goyo, he came on. He didn't come on trying to act like he know nothing. All he knew was that he was a person born of different heritage, and he thought things were easier in America than for other cultures. And he asked me, how I felt about it, and I gave him what I said was my opinion, and I couldn't speak for nobody else. So anything you would like to talk about, my brother, the floor is yours. But it's a conversation. It's not an argument. But let's try to keep it to the the basics, or the platform. We don't want to build on the platform. The platform is already here.
Okay, so I was not privy to that conversation that you and Goyo started out with. When I turned on, when I got into the live, and I heard you having different comments about news and about where we get our news, and so I thought it was interesting. So I started listening, and then you started talking about the different, like how can we fact check these things,
right?
And so people were talking about different.
So what would be your answer to that? What would be your answer to that? What would be your answer to that simple question?
Black Queen, that you don't necessarily need one news source. You have to take what you hear, and then you have to go to other sites to verify if the same thing is being said. You also have to understand that when you're reading documentation, there are times when the people use quotes. Those quotes have to be correct, or those people can get sued and destroyed financially. So when I see something that's in quotes, I have a tendency to believe those more, because everybody knows that if you lie about somebody in writing, that they can sue you if it's not correct.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with that.
That I try to confirm or
let me see, who is this right here? Who is this number 18? Oh man, he know what he's talking about. I think. I don't know what he's alluding to. Miss Mandalay, I see you. I thank everybody for joining. If you have solid information, and Dencal, you're right. But I definitely have to disagree with you on quotes mean it has to be truth. I think that is a proven.
That's not what I said.
Oh, wait, hold on.
That's
Denko,
you did say that.
Yeah.
That
you did say that.
That verbal things are not. You said everything has to be written. You said everything has to be written for it to be right.
I was talking about the ways that I concur.
Right, and in your
if it's written, I have a tendency to believe it.
Right.
If it's in quotes.
Right, if it's in quotes, and I just said that. So.
But verbally means a lot too. So if a president is talking about something, he should have his facts straight. If he doesn't have his facts straight, that's very demeaning to people.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. That's a point I'm going to stop.
All right, Miss.
A president, especially Trump, doesn't have his facts straight.
Well, my brother, that's a great point. Showroom Shine, build on it. You're right. But remember what I said earlier, Showroom Shine.
A lot of people. Okay.
Now go ahead.
What you say, bro?
Go ahead. Now go ahead, Showroom.
No, I was just addressing Goyo, because I mean he trying to, bro. All presidents, everybody lie. Everybody lies. I don't know how to tell the difference. Well, I know how to tell the difference between a lie and the truth, because I'm.
Miss Mandalay, great comment.
Educated or nothing like that, but I got a good education, put it like that. So,
right.
You know what I mean? I'm good on how to read things. I know how to differentiate
things and stuff like that. But everybody, people are good at lying these days.
Oh man, what's up, Daniel? How you doing?
I'm gonna listen to what they say, and then I'm gonna go behind it and research it. But we done had the highest man in the office lying over 30,000 times. So I don't know what point you're trying to make. That's all.
All right.
The point
Well,
I'm trying to get across, it shows what kind of character you are. So if you have someone that's continuously lying about things, that shows what type of person you are. And how can you trust someone like that is continuously lying?
Right. Well, I think Showroom Shine. I think one thing that's getting confused. Joseph Harris, I appreciate you joining. You up next. One thing that's getting confused when Goyo asks something. I'm just saying this. I'm speaking up for him, not for him, but I want to clarify something because he's been on here from the beginning. For anybody that don't know, so anytime he says something, assume that he's asking and assume that he's speaking against both representative sides of parties. He's not saying that Biden did something wrong or Trump did something wrong or Trump did something right and Biden. He's saying both political parties, both leaders, when they're speaking, they right, and neither one of them. We can't say neither one of them has 100% record.
He's saying in a perfect world, your
right,
word should
right.
matter.
Your word should matter. That's right, sir. Yeah.
I'm saying that's over with. That been dead.
Right.
So in a perfect world, yeah, I definitely wish we was in a perfect world.
Right.
Your word should matter like it did when I was growing up. Your word was your bond.
Ooh.
We don't live in that.
Balls in my word.
That type of world these
no,
days.
sir.
So
no,
I'm
sir.
saying what that example he gave was like, I ain't going against him, bro. I'm just saying. These are highly, political figures.
Yeah.
These are not like little kindergarten kids.
Yeah.
Lying.
Well, go.
This is a president of the United States. This is, I mean, their words should matter. Every word that they say should matter.
Listen.
Lying, or I don't know. The problem is, I don't know if they're lying intentionally. I don't know if it's because they're just so old and they just can't figure.
I mean, the thing is this.
You're a pretty smart guy. You know, if somebody is lying to you over and over again, then it should be pretty sure that the next time you open your mouth, you really don't have to think about it. You should already assume that this person is lying because that's what they do.
Yeah, but see, you're putting it to a person, Showroom, and I think it's bigger than a person. Black Queen Sugar, are you still with us?
Yes.
All right.
I'm still here.
All right. So, all right. So, in talking about, I think I like what Goyo Gotts is saying, and of course, Showroom Shine is saying the right thing too. That is dead, and so I want to see if you hear two people saying the same thing, they're just saying it different. How would you referee this? Goyo Gotts is saying, I expect this as a citizen of migrants, and as somebody that came to this country or that was probably his mother and father probably came to this country. He was born here, but somebody that's definitely migrated here and his family. You tell it, but somebody who sees the struggle, the dream, the American dream has done great for him. It's been good for him, education-wise, and he says not all that, but it's been good for him. And so when he looks at an elected politician, he feels that they should do everything that's been thrown into that American dream. These high uplifted politicians who should be held at high regard. He's expecting and he's disappointed with what he's seeing. Showroom is telling him, bro, forget about it. That is over. But they feel like they're saying two different things. What you say about it?
No, I think that they are both saying the same thing.
Me too.
Just in different ways. But I received the same information from it. And in fact, I
Yes.
agree with both of them.
Yes.
I do believe the president's office should be held to higher esteem. Has it done? No.
No.
President Trump and President Biden. Look at the standards. Look at the way we looked at our presidents and
Well,
how we would tell our someone
you right.
you could look up to. This is someone you model yourself after.
All right. Let me ask you something, Black Queen Sugar. On this note, and this is a question directly for you, so you can build on what you're saying, because you're right. First, I'm gonna read this comment real quick. Goyo Gots, you're welcome. Nico, Trump for president. Trump and JJ went behind that. Trump destroyed it. So, Black Queen Sugar, having said that, when you talk about the high regard that we used to be able to hold in, that respect for just the title and the thought of the office of the presidency, would you also consider the lack of information? How was the president's office ran? Look what we learned with Clinton, but even further with people who had no cell phones and media to tell us. So it's been we're supposed to have the great idea of what you're speaking of, and you're right. But I'm just saying, we as civilians were so blinded, and so I would think that the ideal was bigger than the actuality. Now go ahead on what you're saying.
I disagree, because now have there been imperfect people elected as president? Of course, there have been. We as citizens have made mistakes.
Right.
We have voted to put people on a pedestal who do not deserve to be there.
Right.
That is clear. But we can't give up on the hope that we can fix that.
Okay. I like it.
That's my
facts. Showroom said.
I'm gonna give you some homework too.
I listen. Listen, I'll take it.
On the video you put.
On the video I played.
Okay, on the video you put. Yeah. Talking about the office of special. Okay.
Okay.
Look up when you have time.
Okay.
Look up 5 U.S. code.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Special counsel may not hold another office or position in the government of the United States except as otherwise provided by law or the direction of the president. Well, I mean, I think that actually helps the statement that I played. It actually supports. Oh, okay. Well, you know what I did? All right. Well, I didn't actually hit the link yet. I just read what came up immediately. Let me hit it. All right, let me. I just hit the whole thing. All right, so
I didn't mean you had to read it right now, but
okay. All right, yeah, we're gonna get to that. So no, it don't, bro. All right, so all right, I want to play another clip. And I want to ask about what you might know about it. All right, so how do you feel simply about when it comes to, we know about the Russia narrative. We know about Trump supposing to be so in love or so in the pocket of Russia, China, and different affiliations, a political scholar. Trader Trump. Yeah, something like that. Those people. So Francine Smith, how do you yeah, speak on it real quick. Do that. Go ahead, bring it, brother.
Trump been doing business with Russia way back in the day, even before he became president. That's number one. Number two, when he got in, that was sweet. When he got being a presidential. When he got in the White House, because they tried to establish a back channel. See, this is why you know something ain't right. Because when you're dealing with other nations, other countries, especially people that are sworn enemies, it's a process that you go through. Anytime you have any type of communication with these people, you have to go through a process. They tried to establish a back channel and got caught. Now, when you said this Russia thing, you said, so this is what happened. They started out with an investigation into Carter Page and the other guy, forget his name. That's how the investigation started out. For the same thing, you dudes going over here doing business and you're not going through the proper channels. Automatically, that's a red flag. So the FBI gonna gonna start investigating you off the rip. Then when Trump made those people a part of his circle when he got in the White House, it would have been a dereliction of duty if they didn't also try to investigate Trump for being a Russian plant. Not only for what they did with Carter Page and the other guy, but the shit that was going on before he became president. And I land my plane on that. What you got to say about that?
Well, I like it. I like it. So then China, all right. I mean, all right. I'm reading a couple of these. Trump University fraud. That is true. You know what? I'm sorry, Joseph Harris. How you doing? And thank you for joining. Did you hear what my brother Showroom Shine? I want to answer the Showroom Shine, but if you got something you want to answer to it first, Joseph, you've been patient. Appreciate you. Speak.
How do you feel like everybody just testifying against Trump?
Everybody just what? Can you say that one more time?
Everybody that's testifying against in his circle or the Republicans. How do you feel about that?
You mean the people that are testifying against him that are Republicans? I really, you see some of them, but the ones that are doing it will probably put there as plants. But you also see Republicans going to prison for them. So, I mean, I'm not saying I would have, but I don't, they got people they call rhinos. And that means Republican in name only. Huh? Somebody, Miss Mandalay knew exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Miss Mandalay. And like I said, Miss Mandalay, you are definitely welcome to join. Because it's a fact that you have to be paying attention. And I appreciate the question. There are going to be people doing it. I don't really know how to answer that. You see people like Nikki Haley. You see a lot of people that were actually left when Trump said drain the swamp. One of the things that, huh? Say it one more time. Okay, well, all right. I'm not saying whether he is or not. What I am saying is when he said drain the swamp, what he meant. I mean, what he didn't know is how deep that swamp may have been. Whether you think he's the swamp or not, that's cool, up to you. But what I am saying is there are some people that he left in office, that he left in place, that he trusted to do, that he probably thought was on his side. And those people were actually plants, and they were actually agents. And so they did what they were. My goodness. Wow. Well, all right. Hey, Joseph. This, all I'm saying is you can agree with it or you can disagree with it, but the facts are the facts. He did not pick everybody. Okay. All I'm saying is there are trusted people who he thought was somebody just said it. Somebody just said it. So I don't want to waste time to argue, my brother. You asked a decent question, and I'm trying my best to answer it. And the only way the answer is going to be acceptable to you or logical to you is if you're open to information. And if you're telling me that Trump picked every single cabinet member and he left and he didn't have Republicans that people told him he should not have trusted, and he trusted those Republicans anyway because they were thought to be conservative Republicans. If you think that didn't happen, then that just means you don't want to hear it, brother. But I'm telling you, as a fact, that's how it happened. Now, I'm not saying, hold on, I'm not saying that, I'm not making an excuse for Trump. It's still his fault. I'm not saying that in the end it wasn't Trump's decision. But what I'm saying is when you walk into something, that's just like if you could get picked to city council right now. All you have is the people that when you're learning your way around, yeah, he brought a lot of people. But he also was told, you can trust this person. Bring them in. You can trust this person. Bro, not if you're going to say I'm wrong. You can have different ideas about people that he brought on. Like if you brother, you can have ideas about the particular people he brought on, like somebody logical just said Steve Bannon. if you want to not like Steve Bannon and know what Steve Bannon comes from and know some of the things he talks about, and you want to say Steve Bannon was not a good guy to bring on board, I'm welcome to that. But just don't get up. See, that's the bad part when you just want to be in the background saying, not true, not true, not true. It is in fact true. And what you can do, then what you can do, bro. Listen, bro. You want to argue? Find somebody else to argue with, bro, or bring bread to the conversation. Okay? I'm not wrong. Oh, man. It's always my people. It's always my people. I don't understand it, man. It's always my people, man. I fail to understand it, man. It's so sad, bro. It's so sad.
It's a couple things.
Wow, I don't understand it.
A lot of them people, the people who
see, that's what I'm saying. You get on here talking about a lot of them people. All right.
Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening to what you're saying, bro.
The people who Trump handpicked, he fired a lot of them because yes, he found out they ain't to be trusted. True indeed.
So why are you okay? So what are you talking about?
So if you let me say it, I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. So those other people who he's referring to, who's telling on his ass, those people just wasn't built like that, bro. They got no plans. They were just politicians. They not from the hood. They not from the neighborhood. And they not built like that. And they snitching on Trump because Trump did bad, and they don't want to get caught up in it. Just like these people live on the street.
All right.
It's the same thing up there, bro.
All right. So tell me something, Showroom Shine and Joseph Harris. Tell me something, Showroom Shine and Joseph Harris. Now, this one is going to prove how much you know and how much you've been paying attention. Both of y'all keep saying those people. Could you tell me these Republicans who you're talking about? And could you tell me what damaging? Hold on. Because see, this is what I'm talking about. This one we got the people that sit down and just take talking points. Could you? And one person I know in particular. Yeah, go ahead, Joseph Harris. I know you got one. I know. That's why I was going to say. And I know the one particular person who you can say is. Did you just say what? I know Mike Pence. Very, very, a very good statement, Joseph Harris. I appreciate your answer, and that's a correct answer. Could you tell Kelly? Not a good answer. That's just a fired man who's mad and upset. Mike Pence, a great answer, and I agree with you 100%, Joseph Harris.
Okay, so just like you tell us, give me the facts. Why you say he's a fired man who's just mad? Give me the facts. Tell me what he mad about.
I don't know. Hey, listen. Nah, actually, you the one brought him up, and you said he was a good one. Tell me, like I said, what is he? Because see, that ain't the question I asked. What does he testify? You just said he's telling. What is he telling about, and how beneficial? My goodness. You said, oh wait, Joseph Harris. You said Mike Flynn. I don't know if that. I'm gonna tell you who I thought you said, which I thought was a good answer. I thought you said Mike Pence. And I thought Mike Pence may have been a good answer. I don't know anybody else who's been standing solidly against Trump and making testimonies against Trump that has carried a lot of weight. No, you didn't hear the end. They're willing to destroy.
Heard what you said, but the ones that he chose and turned out to be, idiots.
Yes, sir.
Argument I missed.
Just real quick, we're talking about the ones that went against him. It's easier to talk about the ones that are with him because 40 of his 4 cabinet members are all not supporting him right now.
Yes. I misunderstood the first one.
Right. Well, yeah. So then Cal is saying 40 of the cabinet members of his former cabinet members are not supporting him. That means nothing to me, though.
If you want to know, we're going to talk about leadership, picking people who he shouldn't have and he didn't know, then why would anybody think that he's going to be able to do different the next time when he has the same characteristics? He always picks bad
Okay.
All the way back to TV
All right.
show. All the way back to his TV show. He always picked the wrong people.
Well,
Look,
okay. We're actually listening. We're actually listening.
He had somebody.
All right.
I got another question for you.
Okay, Joseph.
And not all of them.
You got to speak up just a little bit, though, my friend. You kind of fading away just a little bit.
A lot of claim to be supporters of the rule of law, but it seems like everybody that surrounded him has went to jail, lost a law license, and doing all this other stuff. They ain't pardoned him. How is that a rule of law when somebody breaks the law and you pardon him? That dude, Stephen Miller.
How did wait? Oh, bro, you won't even let the wait. What was the end of that question, bro? How did say that one more time, please?
The question is, how can you pardon people that you know that broke the law?
Who are you talking about, bro? That you know broke the law?
I'm talking about the one like Mike Flynn, all of them that Mike Flynn even pled guilty to his charges.
Bro, he pled guilty. Did you see why he pled? Did you see why he pled guilty?
He came back and recanted his guilty, and they pardoned him.
Okay. All right. Well, you have to. This is what I said to that, Joseph.
Roger Stone. Tell them the story about Roger Stone.
Well, I know that's another guy that they was trying to get to speak against Trump, and he wouldn't do it, and now he's about to face five. What? Look, what all y'all sitting down and saying is, and I can't believe this. You talking about you from the hood. You're mad at other people for not wanting them to lie on Trump. I mean, the guys all over radio saying how they wanted me to lie on Trump, and I just wouldn't do it. So I'll take his word. Listen. I will take his word any day over yours.
This is crazy. Bro, of course he's gonna say that. He's a criminal himself. Do you even know Roger Stone history?
Yeah, bro. What? See, I'm saying. All right, my brother. What I'm gonna do? Hold on, my brother. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to exit you off of here, my brother, because every time you have something to say, you come because listen, my brother, you making it an argument and you're not making it good for other people. All right, I'm just saying you keep making it an argument, bro. You want to talk while everybody else talking. Okay, all right. So listen to what. All right. So what I was saying before you start talking about Nixon. Listen, you have to listen to yourself. All you have is enmity against Trump. You're talking about Nixon and Trump. Basically, you're talking about errors. That's what you're talking about. But you're talking about voting and supporting. So what? Yeah, so what? No, I said so what? Because no matter, bro, you can't fight the Constitution. All right, so what do you want me to say? Oh my God. All right, so one of y'all talk at a time. That's the problem. Both of y'all want to sit on here and yell, and it ain't gonna work, bro. Take your time. First of all, you yell. You yell for a minute, Showroom Shine. Hey, Showroom Shine, you yell for a minute. This dude ain't made a real point yet.
Every time y'all try to turn it around and act like we the problem because we state facts.
All right.
And then when we bend you into a corner, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Y'all supporting the criminal.
All right.
I don't care what facts come out. Y'all
Okay.
listen to it.
All right. So JJ, your turn. Now, all right. How long you gonna? All right. So Joseph, now your turn to yell. Joseph, go ahead.
Oh, I'm not gonna yell. Another thing,
Thank you.
Trump says,
I'm just you know.
They put a DOJ against me, but he said back in June that he was going to appoint a special counsel and go out to Joe Biden and the rest of the Democrats.
All right.
Draw cases of this.
All right. Now I appreciate that eloquent statement. I heard him say something different. I actually heard him say success would be his revenge. And there are a lot of people that heard him say that. Now, that does not mean you didn't hear him say that. I'm only saying I heard him say success would be his revenge, and he also said it at that debate the other night, but he said it at a lot of other venues as well. Now, oh man, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like every time I can listen to you, and then as soon as I start talking, I'm only trying to make one point, bro. The point is, Showroom's mad at me because he want to yell and try to. All right, but my point is this, Showroom. Check it out. And I appreciate. I no, my brother. We are friends on here. Joseph. All the way to Goyo, Black Queen Sugar, Din Cal, everybody on, bro. It's a conversation. But all I'm saying is, when you formalize, I come on. If you pull me up on your screen, I want to stick to what you're asking me to stick to. And all of you have done. You're trying to make it look as if I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear you build an argument off of something I didn't say. No, I don't. I don't want to hear it. I want to try to see if, hold on, my brother. I see, and you keep doing it, then Cal. I'm just trying to say, my brother, you are some of the things, and I'm not saying you did it the whole time because, like you said, I'm not going to come in with argument. But then you come in and you make a logical statement, and then I start responding to your statement, and you go in automatically on me. It can't go that way, my brother. A lot of the things that you have said, you built it on your own understanding. But if you listen to me carefully, I am not judging the facts. You said, okay, he a criminal. Somebody said he's supporting a criminal. Somebody said you're supporting a criminal. And I said, so what? And then both of you said, that's the point. No. Okay. But the point is no. Well, that's the point to you. But that shouldn't be the point. The point is there is nothing we can do about the position we are in as citizens right now. So you have two choices, and both of them happen to be criminals. Now, you might not want to accept that Joe Biden. All right. So, okay, my bad. Let me take that back. You're still in denial about Joe Biden being a criminal, and Trump is right now a documented criminal. All right. But the bottom line is that changes nothing with the Constitution. The Constitution allows that criminal to run. So what are you saying when you are mad at me for saying I don't care? I still have to make a decision. I can't sit home. No. Hold on. I heard all of your stuff. I can't, just because he's a criminal don't mean I'm gonna sit home and accept and not make a vote. I'm not gonna sit home and not make a vote, and that means I'm gonna continue to watch something I either like or don't like. I'm gonna support something I like, and that's gonna be detrimental to my children, my grandchildren, or not, my brother. I think the people who are so selfish that they can sit up here over 50, close to 50, over 40, and they sit up and say, because I'm going to sit in my feelings, I'm going to stay in my feelings, and I'm going to ruin it for my child, my grandchildren, in the future. No, I won't.
So a question I would have for you is what are the things that Trump...
See, there you go. There you go. It's a Trump thing. Nobody gets it.
I gotta agree with Juneteenth because
thank you.
Criminals. Like, are you guys familiar with QEC McPhee?
Thank you.
He served as president of the NACP. We talking about the president of the United States. I know. The point I'm trying to get across that
they don't want to hear.
Guy was also a criminal, and look what he done. He became a congressman, and he served as president of the NACP.
And that is why
so you cannot judge Trump. He is a felon. He is a felon, no doubt. Does that mean that he's going to be a bad president?
Okay, so what is it that you think he's going to do that would make you put all your morals to the side?
Wow.
And say, okay,
these guys are really tripping.
He's going to put more money in your... What is he going to do?
All right, Denkel, can I ask a question? You just asked the question. All right, so you said what is... Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. You asked the question. It sounded like you stopped. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, what are the things that both of you are saying we don't care about him being a convicted?
What I'm trying to say is you guys are making a decision.
Please finish.
All right, you let him finish. Okay.
You are cool with him being a convicted felon, so I asked the question.
I don't think nobody said that. I really don't think anybody said that. I think it's the fact that we don't have a choice. One of them hasn't been charged. Hey, listen. One of them is not a convicted felon because of what?
Because that means either we don't believe in the rule of law and that a person has to be adjudicated a criminal, or we're going to say we don't believe in none of the system. And
that's so sad.
So what's the point of voting?
You know what? Let me ask you a question, my brother. May I ask you, how old are you?
55.
You're 55 years old. Would you not take this as an insult? And hear me out. It's almost impossible for you to be on here 55 years old, because I'm 52. But this is what I know. This is what I understand. All right. Listen to what you're saying, and then that would say, so you're telling me somebody got the GPS on? So so you're telling me that a man who watched Joe Biden in the Senate dog out blacks the way he did, Joe Biden on the floors of Congress talk about the N-word as he has done it, talking about how he didn't want his grandkids going to school with the N-words. Well, he didn't say the N-words. He said he didn't want his grandkids going to school. He didn't want it to be a racial jungle. But we have to be stupid if we want to act like we don't know what he meant. Joe Biden making votes and bets, not bets, but votes against your grandmothers or possibly your mothers. I won't say. Forgive me if any. Could you put that on mute, please? All right. So I hope nobody's passed that I'm mentioning, but so somebody in your family, your mother or auntie, some of the laws that Joe Biden supported. If you want to look it up, I've been looking up things on screen and in real time, as people like Black Queen Sugar and even Showroom Shine has told me. So if you want to look up something in real time, be my guest. But you should do it. So because I don't understand how you can look at the way Joe Biden, and I'm only bringing up history because Showroom did it when you talk about Nixon times and this and that. Look, this thing has been off the chart. Joe Biden, not me. I didn't say Robert Byrd was his mentor. He said it. So it's so ironic and funny to me how you can sit up, and we sit up, and I say we, not as me, but we as a whole, Black people who have been trained to somewhat start hating Trump after they were trained to love him through rap music. You notice the words I said? I was offended by that. See, that's what some of y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand, as a revolutionary, I never was down with that. I used to wonder why rap people was putting this guy in their songs. But did I see him as a racist? No, not at all. All right. And so now, flip side, blacks have been trained, so many have been trained to hate him. And so it's like crazy. But we won't hate the guy who has documented record of actually voting against your progress, against your no. Please hold on one second, my brother. Against your mother's progress, against your father's progress, against your progress, against your child's progress, against your grandchildren's progress, depending on how old you are. As a matter of fact, the crime bill went past 5 years in prison for selling crack rock. It also said that we will take every piece of property you have if we can. So this guy has a history of hating Black people, and you don't have to find it like you have to find it with Trump. You don't have to find it at all like you have to find it with Trump. When it comes to Trump, show me your receipts. I don't want to hear all of that stuff about. Well, both of y'all can't answer at the same time. I research it daily. All right. Well, both of y'all take your time, one at a time, please. And then we got other people that want to come up, and I'm definitely looking for people who have bread for the conversation and not argument. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, we're not getting anywhere with argument. We can get somewhere with different opinions is good, but if you're talking with your ears already clogged on not receiving if not receiving information. All right. Anyway, all right. So then, Cal, go ahead.
These statements that Biden has said are very, very disrespectful.
Hold on, could the brother talk though? Could he talk? He's somebody who hasn't spoke. Why not let him speak?
He did say something about his family not being able. He didn't want his family being with the jungles.
Bro, let him talk though, bro. Let him talk.
I'm trying to, but every time I try to say a word, somebody starts monologuing. Okay, check it out. Yes, Biden had a terrible past. We all understand that. We know that the big
Here we go.
of legislation of the 84 crime bill. What you didn't say was that the black community in mass supported that.
Oh my gosh.
Black people.
Wait a well, let me tell you something, brother. And see when you start, hold on, no. I hear you, but I'm gonna show, well, okay, all right. Go ahead, finish your point.
Okay, also Robert Byrd, when he was talking about Robert Byrd, that was after Robert Byrd had denounced the KKK and his association with any white supremacist group.
All right. Okay.
His dying day, he denounced it, and that's why Barack Obama and a lot of black leaders were also eulogists at his funeral. So
okay.
Tell me about him supporting a KKK member. That guy announced that from the time many years before he passed away.
All right.
He went to the Grand Dragon funeral.
Okay. All right. Now, what you had to say, I appreciate hearing that, Dan Cal. I'm going to address that in a minute. Let me let Showroom say what he was trying to say before he say I'm not listening.
I'm basically saying the same thing. Like,
all right. So that's the same thing.
It's like you leaving out half, you only telling half the story.
Oh, bro.
You know what I mean?
Listen, can you let me ask you something, bro? Showroom Shine. Can you speak? Yeah, speak on what you know, and don't speak on what I'm leaving out, because if I'm leaving it out, I'm leaving it out for a reason, because it's irrelevant.
I'm gonna speak on it.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you.
Okay, so back in those days, 94 crime bill and all that, Biden, you know, it was going down in the community. You know that, bro.
I know that.
From the hood.
I know that.
How crack tore our communities up.
Okay.
It was bad like that. So
wow.
I ain't even just speaking.
This is so sad.
Down here with St. Pete, I'm in Jacksonville too. So what I'm saying is, a lot of people from the community wanted that in there, bro. And
okay.
Biden would just sign it.
Bro.
It was a bipartisan deal.
All right.
Republicans and Democrats loaded up on that.
Okay.
Now, yes, it affected our community in a negative way, the way it was applied and things of that nature. But what it also had in there was a lot of things for reforming drug abuse. What do you call them programs where people go to school while you in prison? You go to drugs.
Wow.
You go to all of those things.
Wow.
All of those things.
All right. So this is what. All right. So all right. I appreciate that. So Biden has immunity now. I appreciate that, Mona. Supremacy. Well, okay. All right.
You up here telling half the story. You leaving a lot of content out of it when you making these statements, my man.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, no. What I'm actually. Okay. All right.
Biden and Trump have done bad.
Don't try to whataboutism. Don't try to whataboutism.
Now we have to figure out who's done worse. Has it been Biden or Trump? We ain't trying to hear all that, bro. That's all this man said.
All right, Joseph. Hold on, Joseph. Let me just address what those brothers were saying, because obviously they weren't gonna let me address on my own live. I think people forget that. Yes, it's a conversation, but I don't need you on here not willing to let me interject in what you're saying, especially if like I said, if one of them go live and I join it, I'm not gonna try to overrule or boss out what they're saying and push my own points. I want to be open. And when I see other people coming on like Supremacy Clause, if I interject to ask her to come on and have an opinion, I don't think I should be saying, oh, I mean, they should be saying, I don't want to hear anything they got to say when I'm listening. But when you come on, my brother, and you start saying this, Supremacy Clause, I'm coming to you. I just want to clarify something because they seem to want their cake and to eat it too. And so this is when I say people are talking out both sides of their neck. Now, they are sitting on here talking about Robert Byrd apologizing. They're sitting on here talking about Robert Byrd saying all of this stuff early in his career. Okay, I'm all down with people having a past. They're sitting on here talking about all of the black people that agreed with the crime bill. By the way, I'm black. I didn't agree with the crime bill. I just want to let you in on that. LV, I will let you on in a minute. I hope you're coming on to talk and not argue. I don't want anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm gonna just say that. You can come on here, but I don't think it should be a problem for me to say I don't want to talk to Uncle Toms who feel like the crime bill was good for black people because when they passed it, they didn't need Robert Byrd. So you can say Robert Byrd had apologized and we can get past that. But you can't say a person who said they were super predators. Are you telling me that black people were agreeing that black men were animals? Is that what you're saying? Because that's what you are saying indirectly. Can I say something? Mar, yes, you can. I'm gonna bring you up. Yes, the crime bill did affect me. It affected me. I don't have a shame in saying that. But it also not just affected me, it affected my community and my culture of people. What you need to understand about the crime bill is the crime bill may be responsible for over 1 million or 2 million black lives being incarcerated. And that is cool if the bill was made for just men in general. That is cool if the bill was just made for people caught selling this drug, for people caught entertaining this drug. That's what it should be. You can say not true, but you can also look it up. But when you say that it is made for predators and super predators, and you can be on the Congress floor in hearings explaining why black men are super predators and explaining why you use those words, that is not cool. And so I don't think that if I look at Trump had to be the one to throw that bill away. Trump, the very same guy, and I don't care who, you want to say Obama tried to get rid of it. It's crazy how you can kneel down or want to kiss your boy's feet or his butt, Robert Byrd, and you can't find one good vote Robert Byrd did. Not one. So what? He apologized on his, you say he apologized on his dying bed. Of course he did. A lot of people do. That's when it's time to do it. And so I'm glad he was able to apologize on his dying bed. I am glad that he made himself right with God. But it is funny to me how you're willing to say a Klansman deserves forgiveness, but a man that you can't prove is a Klansman don't deserve no forgiveness. And so why would I want to talk to people who is definitely not open-minded? Supremacy Clause.
No, that's facts.
Supremacy Clause. Hold on. Supremacy came on and she been waiting patient. And my brother Joseph, like I said, if you kind of listen to what I'm saying, my brother, the thing is, I hold on, Supremacy, one more thing. And then I want to hear from her, Joseph. But I just want to say this because I can tell every time you come on, I can tell by the way you're coming on that I can tell the heat that you're coming with. And all I'm saying, bro, is I'm not agreeing with nobody. But I am saying, how can you stand here and say one record that is documented, proven, it's like you're arguing against Joe Biden's accomplishments. And they're right in your face. They're right in our faces. And then there's a man that everybody has rumors about. And then there are some instances where it could definitely be looked at as racism. I know they had, but yeah, I know. You're still trying to. There's a light that comes on when you're trying to talk. So you're not trying to listen. You're trying to talk. But I'm gonna go to Supremacy Clause, and then I go back to you so you can try to talk. But I did want to hear from her first. I appreciate her for joining. She's joined before, and she does join with a lot of information.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm good. I don't care about any of their bills. All I see is failed children. We've all used this pause.
A lot of people often fail to see that.
And children are onto computers. I question the programmers. And in order to change the world, we got to start with the children.
Amen.
If they lie to us, they're all on the same team. They're all treasonous trash.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Supremacy. When you say they lied to us, what do you mean? When you say they, what kind of
The politicians.
All right.
They're on the same team. It's like it's fake. Just to like separate and divide people. We're all God's children.
Right.
I was a kid. If I didn't play with somebody, it's because they were nasty.
All right. Could I ask you one more question? I got a few questions. I'm just every time you say something, I want to ask a question. Not every time, but and so when you say they, and then you say politicians, I agree with you 100%. So if you had to lean on when a lot of political division, it's always been here. Which division has seemed to be more detrimental to our children right now? The new division political things that are coming that are attacking our children in school, or just some of the policies that you some of these people in the feed and some of the people are joining us on the live, they feel Trump did everything horrible. Not everybody, but the ones that are hating the Trump administration versus the trajectory of the current administration.
I don't hate anybody because I really don't know them, but I
Right.
see facts and things that have been done by people personally.
Right.
With their administrative, procedures. Mothers and a lot of women, I know you've been doing a lot of work and joining together. And I mean everybody. I don't do that black, white, this or that. I'm not like that. That's not who I am. If you're a jerk, you're a jerk, okay? I don't care for what they tried teaching in these schools, and we shut that crap down. Butt plugs and dildos in second grade class, I don't think so.
Right.
Gay people, no. I'm sorry. I'm not
right.
I'm not about, I don't, it's not that I dislike gay people. It's just, there's a place for everything, and schools are not it. And we're put a stop to that. We did. And we got to all work together because we are one. We are together as God intended. And
supremacy.
It's about the children. It's about the children.
Supremacy. Let me ask you something really quick. And so, because I love what you're saying. People in the feed are loving what you're saying. I wanted to ask you something. So when you the current thing that you're talking about, because to me you sound like you're talking about some of the same things that I would be talking about. Some of the same things that I saw a mother up here earlier, Blasian. Actually, she's back on here. And so, yeah, she was a mother. Speaking of, it sounded like in the same direction. So when do you feel like, and we're not questioning, we're not talking about individual people in the gay community. We're talking about the political power behind the things that you're seeing and that you're talking about, right? And so when did you see so much political power behind these agendas? And what party, if you analyze, when you analyze it, it seems like to me it started with the Democrats, don't ask, don't tell. I could be wrong. How do you feel like what party that, I'm not saying all of them are good and they have good intentions. I'm saying when it comes to that narrative right there, because as you said, it's about the children, the future of the kids, the protection of the kids who are caught up in public schools 6 hours a day during school. And so how do you feel, and what party do you feel may be a danger just when it comes to that trajectory right there? Because that is where I think a lot of the battle for our children is at. And I know it starts at home as well, But as Joe Biden is on record saying, and Kamala Harris, and one of the press house secretaries, when they are in school, they are their kids, especially if it's a public school. So I know that was a lot, but can you answer or can you talk to what party would you fear being in control of your children's future right now, looking at the way things are going today?
Okay, that's where they punked us too. It's really not the Democrat or Republican.
Okay.
They use that to hide behind it.
Okay.
It is these cults and these groups of, I call them Luciferians, because
All right.
they are. They've actually joined together against people that care about their community and family, and we're all broken and damaged. And I feel that we need to do more, and we the people are the government, and we need to establish justice. And I think it's groups of people. You can see as they stick together, they vote the same way. Because it's a facade, it's all fake. It's a corporation.
LV, you're coming up next. Could you you and Riarco, could y'all mute your mics, and LV you're next, and then Riarco, and I thank y'all for joining. And remember, it's a conversation with us all. All right.
And we need to come together to protect each other's children.
Right. I definitely agree with that. A community effort. I want to read like 2 comments from Baby Joker. I appreciate it. She said, "It's the president, Joe Biden and Harris. You kidding me? Vote Republican or the children." That's from user 67, a whole bunch of numbers. Baby Joker said Biden Harris needs to go. I think Dave said if people would do their homework on exactly what's going on. Yeah. All of that things. All right, LV. I don't know if you heard some of the topic of conversation. Well, obviously you did. Thank you for being patient. So what do you say? Are you a parent, LV? Can I ask you that?
Yes, I am.
How you doing today? You sound like hey, yeah, I appreciate you said, who am I? Yes, I am. They get on my nerves right now. Now, let me stop. It's a beautiful thing. So as a parent, and how do you feel about what supremacy was just saying, and what party? I don't like to say a person. I think it's bigger than Trump and Biden, and so I think it's kind of clear that one party is against the trajectory of things, and that don't mean that don't mean there ain't no nasty people in that party or people with that mind of thought. People think when you say, well, the Republicans aren't behind this, then they like to say, oh, there are gay Republicans, or there are Republicans that believe in these things being taught. And so I'm saying with the real powerful push behind it, it seems to be coming from, I mean, when you think about it, it's hard to argue against. Look what Ron DeSantis did as a red governor or as a red state. He made a bill that was the parents' bill, but most people, even in the news, CNN, they immediately attacked him by saying what? It's called a "Don't Say Gay" bill. And so it seems like the power on one side would kind of be with a political push, even with the school board being involved. You just saw the transgender flag on top of the school board, flying with the American flag. We saw and so and I'm not even asking what your preference is in sex. That's the good thing about it. I think it doesn't even matter. Do you feel you're a mother, and so do you feel one way or another way about your child? What party do you feel safer educating your child, and with some of the curriculums that seem to be creeping into the school curriculums backed up by the school board, having to do with some of the things that most of us don't want, very touchy subjects, like the sexual, probably transgender stuff, curiosity or whatever, all of that stuff. I don't really know how to. It's not sex education anymore, so I don't even know what to call it. But I want to get your opinion on it, LV, and I appreciate your input and thank you for commenting.
Well, I don't think that our children should be learning about
LGBTQ in schools. I think if your child is an LGBTQ, it should be talked to by the parent. Because I do feel like the school is pushing that.
Amen.
I love
open people.
I think Biden is anti-black.
Thank you.
Anti-American.
Thank you. Ooh, wait a minute. See, this person has been paying attention. See, that's what I'm talking about. This man is not just anti-black, but he's proven to be anti-American. Thank you for that, LV. And if you want to push it further and say why you feel that way, go ahead. And Riarco Ellis, you are up next. And it doesn't even matter. We're not even asking parties. You're welcome to say it, but I think if the host is racist, wow. Oh my gosh.
Well, the policies that he pushed, I believe, hurts black people more than anything.
Amen.
Like a lot of these immigrants that they bring here, it's going to hurt black people.
Ching ching. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was saying thank you, but go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead. Somebody give us some fire. Somebody give her some fire.
And then on top of that, if you look at the policies that he was involved with as a senator and as a vice president.
Amen.
I mean, it just seemed like everything is against black people.
Amen.
And it seemed like, and one other thing, it seemed like a vote for, I believe if Biden gets back in office, everybody benefits from that vote but black people. Like every other group of people benefits from our vote but us. So go ahead.
All right, so hold on 1 second, Joseph. 1 second, because I promised, and I know you next on the interject. If you could just hold on to what you want to respond to from LV, all right, all right, Joseph.
Yes, sir.
And I want to welcome Riarco, and I appreciate you for being patient. What's going on, man? How you feeling today?
Well, I was scrolling through and I hit this, and I heard some people talk about education.
Okay.
And it's always good to have an educator that knows the system, knows laws, who understands what the history of these things are in this country.
Are you an educator?
Doing things so that we're not doing things based on feelings, that we're dealing with facts and history.
Right. So are you telling us you're an educator?
Yeah.
I like it. We got an educator on here. I like it. So as an educator, can I ask you, I know when I went to school, LV just said some powerful things. Supremacy Clause said some powerful things. I don't know if Black Queen Sugar is still on here. I would love to have her input on it. I think somebody just asked Black Queen Sugar in the feed. They're trying to get her to go against the host. But so I want to ask, and so having an educator on here. I know as a 52-year-old guy, when I went to school, I learned that Supremacy Clause, LV, Black Queen Sugar, perhaps my mother, my sisters, I got a lot of sisters, my granddaughters, and all of my friends that we identify as a woman or a girl, they will have puberty before me, maybe adolescence, and might get hair in certain spots before me. I learned that she would carry a child if that time came. I learned certain things. I like what LV just said, because I don't think you have to be against people to say my child should probably not learn about this in school. Especially being that we come from every fashion of our society, every fabric of life, and if you even look into the histories, as my brother was saying, a historian, educator, but most educators, they have to learn some history as well. So you could be talking about the Vikings, you could be talking about the English kings, you could be talking about the gods or whatever. I always hear people stick to one the facts of life or the aspects of one structural family, the traditional structural family, and it was man, woman, child, and it wasn't an in between. And so when we start talking about different strangers throwing this into a curriculum, I like to see people have a debate on why this is right or why it's wrong. And I don't have a problem saying I totally disagree with it. When I look at our people right now today, the stronger people who the backbone of the black community, whether we even when we're the black community that recognizes the powers, the struggles that we had to deal with in America, everything that we had to go through, and we're still going through. Even when we recognize that, you look at my grandmother. When I look at my grandmother, my mother, the structure of those older families, they were stronger. They were stronger. And somebody alluded to something earlier about we were stronger in slavery days. No, I don't know any people who were saying that. But I know that they were saying that we are stronger under a lot of the times when we still had that stigma as sticking together as family, and in a household, and supporting each other in our community money, staying together, and money going throughout the community, kind of like the Hispanics and did, kind of like Hispanics do and Jews do. So when I look at those structures of education, I don't know what was so wrong with learning education in the way that we did, when it is a fact and it is clear that education is falling off of the rack when it comes to our present day kids right now, trying to force all of these new curriculums in their brain, and now they can't even get the simple math, science, and things that they actually need to know to get farther in life. Now, having said that, I appreciate you for coming in, Riarco. I see you're still being patient, Joseph. I haven't forgot you wanted to come in, but my educator, speak.
Well, you said a lot.
I know.
So since you said a lot,
yes, sir.
let's start from the beginning. Around 1850s, we had Horace Mann started to educate the concepts of what we are calling the education system today. He was an educational philosopher, an educator, but he had a series of ideas that went out to the principals and headmasters and head teachers of that time period. And the basic idea was that the purpose of education was to create workers, but it was also to keep civil peace. The idea that people would want to have social advancement. Part of the reason why our education system is set up the way it is to promote this possibility of having social advancement, but also keeping a level of economic development in a community.
Okay.
The next 50 years down the road, we had the first social component introduced into this education idea that Horace Mann started. From this first social component, I believe it was started with the E. Name eludes me. I'm also 52, so.
Hey, well, you know what? So I know what you're going through.
When you start from the beginning, you have to recognize not only is the whole education system dealing with economics, it's also dealing with the level of social construction and social engineering.
Okay.
And normally we're talking about social control. You see, America, from the very beginning, can't really escape its original sin. It's the sin of exploiting people.
I agree.
It's been this way from the very beginning. Today, what we're dealing with are people who understand how political systems work and how education systems work, and there's a lot of manipulation. And there's a lot of misinterpretation. I would say, for everybody who's listening, I would urge you. It's really important. When it comes to teaching and education in any of these systems, don't listen to what people say.
Mm-hmm.
Go into the school and see it for yourself.
I like
because
it.
a lot of people have a lot to say, but they don't necessarily know what they're looking at.
Mm.
There's a lot of opinions, and there's a lot of education jargon. There's a lot of politics that go along with some of these discussions. And sometimes it's difficult to keep track of some of the misinterpretation of the system itself to really even have a conversation.
Okay. All right. I agree with that.
I'm not just, I did give an old man a little bit of time to get off the bus. 2 years ago, I had a student who had a gender situation.
Okay. So that means you're actively teaching.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. All right.
I am a teacher, yes.
Okay. All right. Cool.
He went to his parents.
Can I ask what state this is? If you'd rather, all right, cool. All right.
He went to his parents.
Okay.
And the reaction from his parents was severe enough that he decided that it was not worth it for him to stay.
Okay.
The attempt was not successful.
Okay.
I do not make a point of telling anybody how to think or how to be. That's supposed to be the point of this country. We have a level of free will. We have a level of choice. I do have a problem when we start creating any policy that puts people in danger, specifically children.
Okay.
Specifically.
All right.
Now where this child is in their mind, because they're not school anymore. That's not up for me to decide. But we have to be careful in how we use our opinions and our judgments.
Ooh.
And what does that do to the child?
49 vegetarian pharmaceuticals in school lunches. Wow. Sorry about that. I was just reading the comment that in the comment feed about school lunches. Yeah, so Mr. Ellis, was you done?
I finished.
I appreciate that. And you're definitely right. One question that I do want to ask you something, and then Joseph Harris wanted to come in on something I think he responded to from LV. So having said what you just said, it sounds like I agree with it. But so if you had so having said that, if you had do you have grandchildren still in school right now?
I have sons.
Huh?
I have school-age sons.
Oh wow. All right. Yeah, but just they're probably teenagers, right? Or not? Okay. All right. So and in judging and being that you're an educator, that means your mind is wide open about what choices and how to do things. So I applaud you on that. But there still would have to be, if you had to make a choice. I mean, and that's what I'm trying to. I appreciate everything you said, and then now after saying it, having said everything you said, you still got to vote blue or red. You don't have to, but I'm just saying, logically, we still have a choice to make. And we still have to look at something and say, it's a school board system, the school board system, judging by what they are doing now and what the power behind the school board is doing. Is it better for me to go this way other than that way, where there has been no proof or any traction into schools going that way? Which way would you actually feel like is a better decision for your child or your children? Ding, 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 ding. Say again.
I don't teach to support party.
Oh, okay.
I teach really for the main point of empowering our children with knowledge,
right?
Pushing entrepreneurship and pushing the arts.
All right. I gotta respect that answer. I didn't really say what would you teach though. I really was trying to get that. I was well. Don't forget Joseph Harris. Don't forget Joseph Harris got to respond, and we want to put up some more people because I'm gonna be honest with you. As an educator with much respect, huh?
I've watched the sausage get made as far as policy, as far as
oh yeah, law. Yeah, I understand that, but I'm just saying as an educator.
I have not. I've seen some very disingenuous policy on the red side.
Okay.
Some very, very manipulative legal strategies used against students that I teach.
All right.
That came from the red side. Do I trust blue? Not really. But I've seen what came out the red.
All right.
And you want to talk about the lesser of two evils.
Okay.
I cannot vote red.
All right. I appreciate it.
I've read the bills.
Right.
I've read the policies.
Okay.
I know what's in them. And I'm not manipulated by it.
Okay. All right. So your I like what and I appreciate that comment. And as you see, I don't have a problem with it. I really appreciate it because you brought and see and I want my friend, my partner. I wish he'd come back on showroom to understand. I see JJ came back up. JJ has not been agreeing with me, but I still welcome the conversation. So but hold on, JJ, 1 second, because it was let me see my brother right here. Dang, what his name was.
I agree with everything that's on the blue side because there was.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that.
We've been hushed on with some of those policies.
Oh no, listen. Whatever you said, my brother, I'm not even on it. I'm gone from that. So it's like I just wanted to stick to the fact of what you said, and then we wanted to get to Joseph because he'd been waiting patiently. But I did want to clarify this. LV came in and made a statement or her support of saying, she didn't say this word for word, but her thing was about the future of the kids. And your thing that you're saying, Riarco, is more about you're not supporting everything that the blue does. You disagree with a lot, but you disagree with a lot that blue does, but you disagree more with red, and you just can't vote red. So it seems like you're voting more for you, and LV is saying more about voting for the benefit of the youth. Joseph, how do you feel about whatever you wanted to respond to? First of all, Joseph, and then okay. Yes, LV, he's speaking to you if you're still with us. Okay.
And you made the statement that a lot of people are putting policies in. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
And you're associating it with the president or whatever, and the vice president about LGBT policies in schools. And I would like to know what policies are you referring to, and where can I find those policies so I can read up on?
Oh wow, that's a good question.
Are they actually being passed by the federal government to put in schools, or is that something that's being taught, or is that something the school boards are putting in? Or have you seen the school boards have
okay.
I have the book.
Oh, yeah, let LV answer to what he's saying. And Supremacy Clause, I do want to say this, love life. I appreciate that correctioning. She said that Riarco wasn't saying he didn't care about the kids. He just was saying that, I don't know. But I asked for a point one way or another, and he said he saw the laws and he could not vote red. And even though he did not agree with everything Blue said, and I think he spoke for himself, and I didn't have a problem with it. All right, so LV, go ahead and respond to what Joseph was saying.
Well, okay. He asked me about the LGBTQ thing.
Right.
Well, yeah, I feel like that they are pushing that everywhere. I was listening to YouTube in Ghana, and our vice
I already know where you're going.
let me finish.
No, I agree with you already before you said it. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Our vice president went over to Ghana.
Yes.
And told them that if they do not accept
Speak.
LGBTQ, that they would no longer give you make it possible for kids to take hormones without parents' consent in some states.
They did that.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
And I just think that is a private matter, and I do not trust my schools or my teachers. I don't know what their agenda is. I think that it's dealt at home with the family.
All right. So supremacy clause is saying some good stuff. Planned Parenthood. Just that notion alone speaks strong. Somebody else is asking, is that a policy here? I don't, huh?
I was asking what policy.
Yes, that is a policy here. I don't know. I live in Ohio, but yes, that is a policy that they have certain rights for.
Right.
You know that I feel like they're pushing that agenda up on our young people. I don't think all these people are LGBTQ. I think
right. That's right. That's right.
And it's being pushed.
That's right.
I'm saying who passed the policy? I'm trying to find out the policies on the.
Well, you could go to Ohio and see that our governor, DeWine.
See, Joseph, what?
Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to ask where Joseph was from.
I'm from Arkansas.
All right, so that's one thing that I do find out too. So where she can tell you would probably be different from where you would have to find it. If I were you, I would probably look up first start with your county because it's a local issue for you. Is Arkansas? I'm just asking.
Arkansas is a red state.
Okay. So that's a good. See what she just said, and that is why you don't. That's a good thing.
Ohio is a red state, but it's not as red as Arkansas.
Right.
We're not the Bible thumping red state. We're just, believing guns and stuff, but we don't believe in all that other stuff. You know that deep.
I really appreciate your comment, LV, because that lets me know that she understands this. And not to say nobody else understands, but I talked to a lot of people, Joseph, and being that we are in Florida, they look at me like I'm stupid. And that is because right now, it's a good thing you're in Arkansas. And so right now, some of the stuff sound foreign and it sound crazy. So at least you have enough sense to say, hey, where can I... Huh? Oh no! I wasn't. No, my brother. I wasn't saying you was. I was just saying, in a red state, sometimes we hear about what's happening in other states, and then somebody could be right in your face in the red state and say that ain't true, but they don't understand because they're being protected from it, and or protected from it, or they have a, some people might consider it a bad governor, and they're stopping a lot of it. So in Arkansas, it's probably going to be a little harder to find, but you can start with the curriculums in the schools. You can start with the school board of education to find out if they're allowing these things. One of the ways that they start this hormone. Oh boy, what is it? Somebody help me. If you have your child, if you have your child signed up for the medical program, like we all do, your child get that headache. You want to be able to go to medical and get something for the headache. Then they can also give your child something else, and that something else will start controlling their hormones. Hormone blockers. My bad. That's what I was trying to reach. Hormone blockers. Yeah. So you got to stop what? Wait, who is this coming from? Wait. Hold on. Wait, who is this coming from? Wait, hold on. Is this Riarco?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Wait, facts as in what? Hold on. Wait. Wait, hold on, my brother. Wait. Facts is in what?
We're going to school right now.
All right, but are you gonna wait? Are we going to school for you to tell us what's going on in our state?
We're talking about what nurses can and cannot do by law.
Oh, well. I suggest before you. But hold on. Time out. Before my brother. Don't see. Don't insult it. Don't insult us. Don't insult us. There are people. There. Oh, my brother. I understand the way you would like things to be. There are stories. There are stories and documentaries. There are stories and documentaries everywhere. There you can find where the hormone blockers have been started, where you can find where kids can receive these in certain states, and where you can find kids who is that already happened to that want to commit suicide, my brother, that are looking at life, everyday lifetime changes because of this.
We can't do that.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta give me a escape.
All right. Well,
Indiana's got little kids kissing in litter boxes.
thank you.
I don't.
Little kids have little kittens.
Wow.
And they're going to the bathroom in litter boxes in Kalamazoo. I know this for a fact.
Yeah, I don't know why this guy, just because you're an educator, that don't give you a right to tell us what we see with our own eyes, my brother. You're an educator, but that doesn't mean...
I'm in the buildings.
That means, hey, I love when people say that. You know what in the building means? I know, but you know what? We find out that in the building means nothing anymore. In the building doesn't mean as much as it used to mean. So, just... And I respect everything you're saying, Riarco, but I'm just saying it's hard for you can't argue against everything that's going on in every state. And you can't say there are teachers fired. There are teachers fired. Google it right now. There are teachers fired for calling parents saying, hey, I just want to let you know that your child is taking hormone blockers. And then they get a call from the school board, you're fired. You're not allowed to do that. In other words, teachers can keep secrets with students from the parents. What are you talking about?
What is evidence? That part you just said, yes, that's terribly unfortunate.
Yeah, it is terribly unfortunate. So, but you're gonna deny everything else that I'm saying. All kinds of things are happening in schools, and we don't know about it sometimes until it slaps us in the face.
Did you bring up the topic?
No, well, actually, you interrupted somebody else talking after we listened to you talk for a while, and then somebody else started saying, and somebody else started talking about some things of how they felt should. Well, you didn't half agree. You didn't half agree. You just came in and said, "No, I got to stop this. I got to stop this because we was going too far." As if everything that we are seeing.
Legally, that cannot be done.
All right. I want to ask you, love life. So a love life.
Our school nurse can't even give Tylenols unless the parents give permission.
Well, you must have missed what I just said. See, hold on. My friend, did you miss what I just said? Did I say that? Did I actually say that? What I said is you give those permissions up early in school. You either gonna sign that permission or you're not gonna sign it. And they don't have to come to you every day in an everyday situation to make you sign it again, my brother. Once you sign that permissions, it is signed. I got grandkids, man. I got kids and I got grandkids. About 12 of them. So don't try to tell me. Goodness gracious.
Can I chime in here?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, who is this speak? Oh, Black Queen Sugar. I thought you were gone. How you doing? Somebody was asking for you earlier.
I just wanted to chime in on this particular topic about medications in school. Medications have to be prescribed, for one, by a doctor. And that has to be signed by a doctor. And then the parents also have to sign an authorization for a student to have it. And for the nurse at the school, they also have to sign a consent form to allow that nurse to give it to the child.
Right.
Now, if your child is being given medications in a school without your consent, that is definitely a lawsuit because it is a federal law
All right.
That's correct.
All right. So and I appreciate that. Let me ask you this. So in what protects that child or what stops that from happening in a situation such as California, for instance? I don't live in California, but there's a major lawsuit right now in California, or a young girl that was taken from her home, simply because the parent she about confirming this, confirming the gender, not the real gender, but the gender that someone wants to be. Um, in her story, which you can kind of look that up. That's when we start learning about the power or the lack of power under some of these laws, that a parent had, about the secrets that can be held between a teacher or supposed to be held. And like I said, this is not every state. Um, but there's a saying in America: "So goes California, so goes the nation." That doesn't mean it happens all the time. That's just a saying. And so, what about these laws that have shown up? They're on books. They're being talked about. They're being sued. They're being in court, beaten down, and measured out. What about those cases? And would those cases be false? Would they just be misleading people, or would they be something that was signed in the law in California? And as I said, I didn't say it was a fact in the nation. I didn't say anything about federal, but I am afraid because these are things that it seems to me, as I've said earlier, time and time again, trying to figure out which way, with political power, would one feel safer. Not I'm me myself. I'm not saying I would rather support. I think this is that. This is right, or this is right. But I actually would support uh, my kids being in school if they had to stay in go to a public school, with things being the way they are and the power that is being put behind certain things, even DEI. I just, even that. But you see a lot of people, backing away from it. So even that is not just the gender. It's a lot of different things that are being pushed in school. And the more we look, the more our children are failing. So I'm gonna get back to like that part. I would rather my children have to, if I gotta go one way or the other, I feel better right now with my kids, or my grandchildren, having to deal with Republicans. I can't even believe I'm saying it myself, but Republicans in power, because of the fact that they also support charter schools. If we look, and you might not want to agree with it, that was something Donald Trump ran on. But if we look, Joe Biden put out something to actually stop, what do you call it? The contracts or the applications. That's the word I'm looking for. The applications for charter schools. So that's just the way I see it. I love what Black Queen Sugar said because she's absolutely right. I know the medications, they definitely have to, you're supposed to have these things prescribed. But it seems like to me, they're making it to some type of power to the medical thing. And that's the way the that is the way some of the community has explained it on other podcasts that I've seen. And the question always comes up to say, why would they do it at a young age? What is the importance of attacking the kids at a young age? And one of the most famous, I should say, I ain't gonna say famous, I don't know. It's a show called Botched, and it was built off of that on a radio show that I had. And from what I understood, it was a pretty famous person who was into that community. But it was said to be because that was the best way to hit them at a young age, while their testosterone was weak, and it makes sense. And so when you see that it has to be something that Donald Trump actually has to stand up and say, yes, somebody understand a little bit what I'm saying. Supremacy, thank you. It's called programming them. This will There is will getting the laws on it. Right. They're getting more laws behind that type of stuff. And I'm just saying, it seems a little spooky. It just seems a little spooky. And the fact that our kids are learning actual less education. They're learning more social education, but less education that actually will get them in a door or two, you know. So say how do I know their party affiliation? Well, I mean, it's a blue state, Gavin Newsom. So he's writing the laws, or passing. I shouldn't say write them all, but he's passing these laws that are, just like he just did something pretty good. He just made it to where he's taking the cell phones out of the school children's hands. Out of these kids in school. Now, when I talked about it the other day, somebody brought up a point that I had not thought about. They said, well, they're gonna start doing it in more schools so they can control us better. I don't know, so your parents can't get in touch with you. Talk on that, yeah.
In our school, we actually started to use something called the Yonder pouch, where we didn't take the phones from the kids, but it was a contract for the kids to bring the phones to school. They had to put it in a lockdown because what's happening with these kids that they're getting too many dopamine hits from looking at the phones, and they're becoming addicted to their phones, and they're not paying attention to anything what's happening in class. So it is a good move to try to take the cell phones out of the building. Emergencies, that could be an issue. Even staff, we have a certain question to what happens in a situation like that. But I think when he's talking about what's happening in education, that's one big part of it. Perhaps a larger question with what's happening in education is funding. Maybe that's the big conversation right now.
No, it's not, brother.
And what different parties do when it comes to allocating funds for schools. There is a historical time.
Wow, supremacy says something very strong.
With how schools are funded. Get out that conversation.
Let
me say something real quick. I just think that the schools are being taught, children are being taught to be generous. I just feel like a lot of things that are being taught is just really not giving our children a chance to compete in the
That's right.
in a real world.
And
I feel like they're more concentrate on sexual.
That's right. She just spitting facts, man. She just being honest.
And they're just teaching them to be degenerates, like they.
Can I
But before you come in, Riako, let me ask JJ because he came on a while ago and he's been very patient. I want to welcome him back on, and I just want to make sure did he have anything to add or say anything. Definitely welcome. JJ, are you still with us?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Are you just listening, or did you have anything that you wanted to bring in? Because I noticed you've been on, you've been patient, and appreciate it.
I've just been listening.
That's what's up, my brother. Riako, I want to push back on what you said. As far as funding, I totally disagree with that. I love what LV is saying. Not because I don't think she's actually agreeing with me. I think she's just really reading what's going on in the world, reading the times, understanding that our communities, not as much as other communities, our communities are suffering more than others. So we could say kids are going to be kids, my brother. I agree. We can say education is education, my brother. I agree. But we've been on the ones at the bottom of this education thing for the longest. Well, and we also started behind. And so when I look at this thing and I see that education is gonna hurt kids in general, period. When they started watering down curriculums to say this is more important than math, this is more important than social studies, this is more important than learning your branches of government, this is more important than science, this is more, and all of these other social issues are more important than education. When America as a whole, it's not just blacks, but America as a whole, our youth, the education grade is going down. So if the education grade is going down for our youth as a whole, then it's definitely gonna hurt the black community.
It is.
And so I don't know how we get around some of these things, like LV is saying. These things, it's no secret. Look at the I hope the school. What is it doing? Can anybody name LeBron James school? I hope is the I dream.
What they say is that a lot of these kids are graduating from the school without the appropriate literacy rates.
Yeah, not one. Now, and the only reason why I said that, the only reason why I wanted to bring that up, my brother Riarco, is because I thought that would actually give you a good reasoning and understanding of why I totally disagree. So you have this school receiving all of this funding from LeBron, not only LeBron, but others and the government itself. Getting better funding, demand for better curriculum. Yes. Getting the same amount of funding as regular schools just on the curriculum alone, and then all of this other money. I read all about it. So they getting much better treatment and curriculum kind of funding than almost any school probably in America. Yet and still, they could not find one kid, not one. Come on, man. To pass or to be on grade level, so it's not funding. It is the things that they are teaching these kids. That's what it is. It is the things that they are putting in the importance above the real basics of education that some of us grew up with. Even if we grew up with less, you know what I'm saying. Some of our parents went to school with a lot less. Same shoes all year, 3, 4 pair of jeans all year, but they got better education, And so now all of these different social things are taking the place of education, and I don't think it's helping.
It's also in the home as well.
Could I understand who's talking? Who is this? Because I didn't see a light. I didn't see it. Oh, Black Queen Sugar is back. For some reason, it normally lights up when they speak, and it didn't light up on you.
Well, what I wanted to say too, that some of the educational gaps that we're experiencing, or that we are experiencing in our community, also because some people solely rely on the schools to teach your children. Ooh. This is also studying that needs to be done at home to follow up and repetition. And also when kids get out for the summertime and the kids aren't maintaining that level of study that they're doing during the school year, they also regress. So they learn some of the skills that they lose some of the skills that they learned while they were in school during the summertime. So some of that also has to fall on the parents.
Facts.
Because I have an 8-year-old in school. My son is doing very well in school, thank God.
Just want to let you know, Black Queen Sugar, Love Life said right, and Pretty Blazing sent you a lightning bolt. Go ahead.
And he was having a rough time when we got out of COVID, when Biden opened the schools back up, and his first time being back in school. He was a little below grade level. But as a parent, I know that the school can't do everything. So I got my son in a tutor. I got my son a tutor. Now, every community doesn't have, in our community, don't have the resources that I have to provide these necessary things for our school. So it is important that the government intervene where parents cannot in some instances to help balance the gap with education. But if we want to make the next generation the best it can be, then that's what we're going to have to do as parents. And maybe some of us shouldn't be buying our children Jordans and getting them a tutor instead.
Talk about it. I totally agree. If I had me some of those little bills, I'd be ranking them. Love Life said we have to do this together. It takes a village. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I mean,
and I agree with you with what you said before. And I'd like to put something on top of that.
Okay.
Curriculum is very political, and many times curriculums are misused.
Right.
Curriculums are cash cows. What happens is, with these curriculum, some of these are cookie cutter curriculums.
Thank you, Pretty Blazing.
There are some schools where teachers are they're saying, go look at your standards, create your language of the standards, come up with your pedagogy in your curriculum, and teach your curriculum, and it'll come out in the state test whether or not you did what you're supposed to do. there are other schools, like what happens a lot of times in marketing, where overpriced curriculum from these educational testing companies, the districts have to buy them from those companies. And the teachers really aren't even allowed to teach, but they have to read from a script. These are people who have degrees, master's degrees, doctoral degrees, and they're told they have to read from a script from the book. That's not education. That's indoctrination. Now, is that the teacher's fault? That's the school's fault? No. You have a district that purchased a program that is not serving our children.
Thank you, live on the YouTube. Thank you very much.
Like us, end up getting a different quality of education, and most of the time that centers around the topic